to be? What's a cup of tea? What's mushy peas? What's the biggie thing? What's all this then?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of What's All This Then? It's a podcast about the United Kingdom, with new episodes every Monday and bonus episodes every Thursday as well. Today, I wanted to flag that the next episode of What's All This Then Finest is going to be another edition of Two Birds Cinema Club, and we are going to be watching the 1997 film Bean. Because we did our episode... Bean. We did our episode with Tom, and now we want to watch Bean. So we're going to do that. So do subscribe to What's All This Then Finest over on Patreon, if you'd like to hear that later this week. But today on the show, this episode is the real McCoy. But I have to golden wonder. What's it all about? Well, it's something we all love to monster munch on. It's crisps, of course. Oh, I'm simply quavering at the thought. Now, this is an episode you won't want to skips. I'm Charlotte McDonnell, and I'm joined as always by my wonderful co-host, it's Libby Watson.
Hello.
Hello.
I don't like it. I don't.
You don't like that one?
Yeah, this is a crazy
much.
coincidence. A lot of the things you just said were the names of crisps.
Oh.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. Real good. Hi, Charlotte. It's me, your co-host. Hello.
It is you, the co-host of the podcast. I'm also the co-host. We're co-hosts together. There's not like a main host and a co-host. It's
To be
it's
clear,
a mutual hosting.
I feel like sometimes people say they're the co-host when they are the subservient host, and actually,
Yes.
I think subservient is not the word I meant. The sort of second lower tier, not the one who is used as a human table.
Yeah.
But just we're both equal hosts. Charlotte is not my boss, even though I am scared of her.
I'm very scary, apparently, which is a huge shame to me as someone who really tries very hard not to be nice. I want to be nice. I don't want to be scary, but apparently everyone is scared of me, which is fine. I guess
think
it's nice to have a power.
It's just because when we really first met and started hanging out online, it was in playing Lethal Company, and that kind of trauma never goes away.
I do remember you saying, Libby, and I'd be interested to see what you think about this, Pat. Also, I'll introduce you at some point, Pat, I promise. Did you think when we first started hanging out that I didn't like you?
Yes, but I also think that about quite literally everyone that I know.
Okay.
I've never had a friend where I was convinced from the start, yep, this person likes me and doesn't think I suck. So you're not special, all right?
Okay, sure. No, that's fine. I just I feel like I've heard that as well from people in the past, but I will write off your opinion on this
Please.
one. Pat?
Oh,
Pat?
my opinion?
Yeah.
So I have never been scared of you, and I frankly don't get it.
Okay, good. Okay, cool. I like this.
Yeah, I respect you, and I honor you, and I treasure you, but I don't fear you.
Respect, honor, and treasure. Well, that's nice. I know I'm a little scared of you, but that is nice.
I worship you.
Yeah, Charlotte, is it scary to me when we're playing Night Rain and I say I'll do anything you tell me?
Not scary. No, deeply uncomfortable every time you do that. For sure, but not scary.
I'm going to keep doing
I think it's
it.
because I don't actually believe I have that power, you know?
Yeah, I think maybe it's like... I think maybe some of the fear people feel with you, Charlotte, is just like the fear of letting you down because you're very, very, you seem extremely competent and very good at the things that you do. So I think when
Which is a lie.
you are... Exactly.
That's a front.
It's about projections. Since people get that from you, they are then afraid to fuck up. Because Charlotte's there, and Charlotte appears to be very, very good at things.
This happens a lot when I'm playing Fortnite with our mutual friend Demi Lardner. She loves to talk over and over again about how she's bad at the game and she's so sorry to be letting everyone down. I have to constantly remind her, Demi, I'm playing this game because I like you and you're my friend and I just want to hang out with you and it doesn't matter if we win it or not. But that's also, I guess I'm not like a pure gamer in that sense. I don't always want to just win the game. I just want to hang out. Anyway, we don't have to talk about me anymore. We should talk about who's our guest today, who's on the podcast. You might know him from his past work on the Polygon video team. These days, you can find him streaming on Twitch as pizza_suplex. He's also the producer and third mic on the podcast Stores. And he is the newest member of Team What's All This Then? Oh, yay, yippee, yay, yippee. Oh, yay, yippee. Oh, it's Patrick Gill. Yay.
Frodo, yay, Frodo, he's come back and he's all right. Everybody jump on Frodo's bed, yay. How pissed off would you be if you were Frodo and you were like, you just fucking tumbled down the side of Mount Doom and then all of your stupid friends come and start jumping on your bed.
With their bare feet as well.
With their dirty ass
bare
feet.
Yeah.
Yes. Their bare feet that have been also on the side of the mountain.
Yeah, you're high
It's
on
different for
fantasy
hobbits.
morphine or something.
Well, thank you for coming on the podcast, Pat.
Oh, of course. Yeah, it's an honor to be here. And I am a big fan of your work, you being Great Britain.
No. Not that kind of pod. People of course who listen to the What's All This Then finest episodes will already have heard Pat on our Postman Pat postbox mail episode. Mail post.
You did say you were going to bring it on this one today, Libby.
I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. You're going to die. I'm going to kill you. I'm bringing it. This is me bringing it. Hello. Whoa. I'm so crazy.
I worry I
good?
brought the energy down because I am sick today. Just a little bit. I'm trying to push through it today, but I got a little bit of a funky throat situation going on. So apologies, listeners, if you do hear my voice sounding slightly more gravelly today. I mean, maybe I can lean into this. Hey, listeners.
Ooh.
Hey, welcome to What's All This Then? How you guys doing?
Well, and listeners to the podcast don't know that the Acast backend does actually show when listeners stop listening and start jacking off. So we're going to see a huge spike there. Yes.
They know because the phone sort of starts vibrating in a specific way, and they can read those measurements, right? Yeah.
I think it's fine that you're sick, and you're a victim of your own success in projecting a competent, put together front, because no one would have known that you were sick and having a bad one. But now we all know, and we're thinking, oh, she's sick. Ugh.
We should get her away from us before something bad happens to the colony.
I'm really tempted to start coughing into the microphone, but I am actually not going to do that.
Please don't.
I'm just going to say I thought about it. That's a thing I would do to my friends, but not to you, dear podcast listeners and viewers as well. If you're watching with the Watch All This Then tier on Patreon.
Have you burped on the pod yet?
I don't think I have burped on the pod, and I have to say we are among a group of I would say in our friend group. We tend to be content with the burping into the microphones, sort of like as a group. And I will say I really like all of my friends despite that. I don't like the burping into the microphone at all.
I can't. Well, it's funny when again there's some sort of exception field around Charlotte. It's funny when you do it. And maybe it's funny for 0.5 seconds when everybody else does it. Then I'm like, okay, I need to take these headphones out and go walk around my room with my hands on my hips.
That's you being all cross. Oh,
yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but when someone burps into a microphone, especially if I'm wearing headphones, I can taste it. I feel like I can taste the burps. And that's what I don't like. Like, I like the sound of a good burp, like a lot.
Sure.
And I feel like maybe that's why my burps are the exception because I feel like I pick my moments. I kind of know when there's a good burp coming, something powerful,
Right.
something that I want to show off. Just a regular old burp, I don't want to share that with anyone. So
I would
that's
say
fun.
most of the burps that you choose to share are close to like cartoon Foley burps, right? They are
Right, yeah.
platonic. They're platonic burps, which I think are easier to, lump into the category of cartoon sound effect rather than body function. So I don't taste your burps is what I'm saying. Is
Cool.
I merely hear
Okay.
and acknowledge them and treasure them and honor them.
This is so disgusting. This is the most disgusting
I'm
conversation
so
we've
sorry.
ever had on the podcast. I can't believe we're talking about tasting people's burps.
I'm so sorry.
I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry to
do
do
we
that.
legit? Do we want to cut this and not talk? Is this too gross?
No,
That's
no.
fine.
Okay.
no, Pat. This is the number one thing you need to learn about editing. What's all this then? We don't cut anything. It's all bangers. It's all heaters. It's all absolute fucking liquid audio gold. You basically
Delish.
don't have a job. All you
Mhm.
do is you just put the files in podcastmaker.exe and they come out the other end perfect. So easy, job done.
Well, good to know. I'm excited for our working relationship. When do I get a license for podcastmaker.exe?
Oh, you actually, so we have actually run out of team email addresses for that one. So you're gonna
Okay.
have to download a pirated version. Hope
Okay.
that's
Mhm.
okay. Have you ever worked at a place that like kind of low key did that with you, where they're like, you need this piece of software to do your job, but we're not going to give you a login for it, or indeed, access to a website, paywalled website.
Go ahead, Charlotte.
Quibi.
Quibi? That sounds so
not,
Quibi.
Not directly Quibi, but there is a point when you're in the professional screenwriting world that they do insist that you are using Final Draft,
Right.
which is a prohibitively expensive piece of software that is really just a Word document processor. And there are so many good alternatives to it, but it's still, for whatever reason, it is the industry standard. It's the kind of program where if you copy a bunch of text from one Word document into it, it will start slowing down. And you're like, this program costs like $150 or whatever. And it's, for some reason, I have to use it. Why are we still doing this? Fortunately, I held off and they did ultimately buy it for me, which was nice. But I still fucking hated using that thing.
Yeah, that sucks. Pat, now that you've left Polygon, can we get a review of the Polygon CMS?
It used to be really good. We had a custom CMS called Chorus that was built by our in-house product team that was really, really good. And then a few years ago, they got rid of it and switched to WordPress and fired a lot of the product team. And then it was just nightmarish. It was like literally we had massive what's it called? Flowcharts on how to edit in WordPress, because WordPress still does not allow multiple simultaneous people being in a document at the same time.
Oh, wow.
So like, yeah. It was insane.
Crap.
Yeah.
Jesus.
They paid pretty well for like all of our software. We had like nice editing plugins. We had the magic or the Red Giant transitions and special effects set, which was so nice for doing all the fancy like graphics and stuff. And I missed that. But they didn't pay for video games unless like you were extremely specifically like covering a video game. In general, you would buy your own games and like you'd make your own time to play games. That wasn't necessarily an on the clock thing that was allowed for in your schedule.
So you can't make a video about Red Dead 2 and then write that off. That's not something you could have done and been like, hey, can I have the money for that? Because I made a video about it.
In that case, I would. But
Oh, okay.
if I'm like, hey, just keeping up with new releases, for example, right?
Mhm.
Like Death Stranding 2 comes out and I don't have a code for it. And I think that there might be something in there worth covering. Usually it's like, okay, well, I'm going to just buy it and then play it. And then if I get an idea, I'll be like, okay, I should expense this.
That's awesome. That is basically like being a freelancer. Because the experience of freelance journalism and the limited amount I've done is you have to have all your own ideas, and you have to do actually quite a lot of research and reporting basically for free before you know if anyone is going to accept the pitch. And then sometimes you do that stuff and you spend a lot of time. And of course, as we know, time is money. And sometimes indeed money. You have to have access to like, if you're going to do real reporting stuff, you might have to have access to like LexisNexis or Pacer or something. Which you have to pay for. And then you write a big long pitch and then someone says, sorry, we're not interested in this, but we'll help you pitch ideas in the future. And then you're left, basically holding your fucking cock and saying, oh no, my cock's out.
Yes, and then you tune into that paper the next day and it's like, here are the secret ethnicities of all of your favorite celebrities. Or whatever. And it's like, okay. I see maybe I wasn't pitching the right sort of stuff.
I see. Right. Yeah. I guess I got the vibe wrong of the biggest newspaper that we have. My bad. Yeah, Pat, you and I one day will do like a special sub-series of stories of working in digital media in the mid 2010s, because what an interesting time. But it was almost exactly the same story at GMG, where there was a really good in-house CMS called Kendra that Gorka had developed, and then over time it just got made shit. And I mean, the company doesn't exist anymore, so no, they don't use it because they don't exist. But yeah, it was crazy times.
I might have to pull a what Pat did on the Postbox episode and call this a "Does anyone want anything from the kitchen?" conversation.
I felt it creeping up as we were talking about CMSs and stuff. I was like, oh no, we're being so
I don't know what a CMS is.
Boring.
Okay, counterpoint. The amount of Plex talk on YKS, you would think that people would find that so boring, but people went crazy for that in that reel. All these people being like, yeah, Plex talk. Oh shit, can we get like a special like series of premium episodes about Plex or whatever? And so, maybe just the things that we think are boring are actually really interesting. Like, wasn't Kinja good?
Wasn't Kinja brilliant?
I don't.
Simultaneous
I don't know what
editing
that is.
So wonderful.
Would you like to guess what CMS stands for, Charlotte? This is a fun mini game.
Oh, that's fun, yeah.
It says cool media stuff.
You think it's cool
Pretty
media
close.
stuff?
Yeah, it's cool
you
media stuff.
Just no selling you on it at all. You think it's cool? You think that the way that companies write their... Oh, sorry, I had to not burp into the podcast. Sorry. I was doing that thing where I slowly just blow up like a balloon. Yeah, anyway, let's move on. Pat, we talked about it on The Finest, but your relationship with England, you are one. I mean, sorry, Britain, you are one. You're not English, you're Welsh. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry to the Welsh people. I didn't mean to do that.
That's okay.
I'm American now.
I think I believe I said this on the other episode, but like, the subjugation, we'll let it slide because we get to participate in the economy now. And it's good. It's all good. We love to mine. We are a mining people. And I think until the British came along, I think we were mostly just like, oh, we're taking all this copper out of the ground. What are we going to do with this? Oh,
Pat, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
You ever delve too greedily and too deep?
Oh, it's a bit of a familial thing, but yeah.
Yeah, I know how that is.
We yearn for baubles, and the best baubles are often the deepest. Yeah, no, my mom is full Welsh. She's from Newport, Wales. And I was born in Ipswich, which is somewhere in England. I haven't been back since I was like literally an infant.
It's somewhere. It's somewhere around there.
I got put in speech therapy in kindergarten because I still had some of my mom's accent. And they thought it was just a speech impediment.
That's so mean. It's so mean.
I wish you had the ability to do the slow puke and be able to code switch into a little Welsh accent whenever you wanted to. And I'm really, really sad that they took that away from you, Pat.
I can't even come close. Like, I can't even conceive of what a Welsh accent sounds like. And also because like I spend so much time around like my mom over the last 37 years now, like her accent has really sort of softened a lot until she's back with her family. So the way she talks now when she's around the house, like you can definitely tell she's not one of us. But but it's like it's not her full accent. She still has such a hard time ordering water.
Yeah.
A classic.
Mm-hmm.
A classic of being hard to...
Water.
Yeah.
Yes.
Water.
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 It's the
Can
only...
I get a water?
It's really the only word I've ever had to like actually do the American accent in order to like to get the thing that I want. Really
Yes.
quite bad. I do love Wales. I spent a lot of time in Cardiff specifically. Good
Right.
times, good memories there.
It's relevant to Doctor Who, right?
Yeah, that's where they make Doctor Who. Is over in Cardiff. I'm just...
Oh, I didn't. For some reason, I thought they just did a Torchwood over there. I didn't know it was the full production is Welsh.
Yeah, Torchwood is set in Cardiff, which they did because they're filming in Cardiff, so it made sense for them to do that, to have the show actually set in the place where they're making it. Yeah, no, I went there a bunch. I've been on multiple TARDIS sets as a result of going down there. I got paid a very, very small amount of money to work on the behind the scenes of Doctor Who, but I still had a good time doing it. And I had a lot of meal deals from Marks and Spencer's for dinner because I was too young to really understand how to go out and get myself a meal when I was staying there.
That sounds so nice. Did you ever get to the I think the Cardiff Science Museum down by the port?
You better believe I had basically no time to do anything other than work on the thing I was there to do and go to bed, unfortunately. I did go there a different time though, and we went on a very fast lifeboat with my family, and that was very fun.
A very fast lifeboat?
Yeah.
Look, I mean, I guess you'd want it to be fast to get where it's going quickly. Get those chaps out the water. You know?
Because lifeboat isn't what's the name of it's not the Coast Guard. It's like there's a specific name for it
Isn't it just
the folks
called
in
the
the UK.
lifeboats? I'm looking this up.
The
British
lifeboat. Yeah, I don't know.
lifeboats.
I went on a really, really fast boat and I went whee. That's what happened. That's what I did in Cardiff.
Okay, what about this? The Royal National Lifeboat Institution. Does that ring any bells?
That's it.
Yep. There we go.
Yes.
That's
Okay.
such a funny thing to call it. That's like makes you think that like they're standing around with pipes, sort of looking at the lifeboats, going, "Yes, yes,
Yeah. They
institution."
Pipes.
I had
You meant
forgotten
the
all about
smoking
this.
pipes.
Gone.
I thought
Yes.
I thought you were talking about them holding pipes, like they were going to smash it to bits. I did not even think about the smoking pipe type thing.
I did just about get it. You're unlocking a memory because I do remember that the Royal National Lifeboat Institution, the RNLI, did send a bunch of YouTubers like microphones and shit in the mail. They basically did like a really weird like kind of viral thing where they were like, we're just gonna send a bunch of like YouTubers packages and not explain it, and then invite them all down to our headquarters and hope that they'll make videos about us. So I spent a surprisingly large amount of time with them, and I remember I got pissed at them as well because they sent everyone else microphones and they sent me like, I can't even remember what it was, but I just remember being like, everyone else got a nice fancy microphone. What the fuck is this shit?
Wow.
It was just like, I want to say they gave me just like a printed out piece of paper or something. It was like really, really crap in comparison, but I honestly can't remember, but that's what it felt like.
Let's kill them.
Is the lifeboats organization, is it like the American Coast Guard where it's like ostensibly the least militarized one, but you still sign up because maybe you'll get to shoot a machine gun at a drug dealer's boat?
I don't think it's quite like that in the UK, but I honestly don't know.
Boats. I think it's just some boats.
I think it's just boats to try save people's life. I think that's all it is.
I think we also have we also have His Majesty's Coast Guard, which is a separate thing. Well, because until recently it was hers, but because of anti-woke, it's now his. Doesn't really make any sense. We got King now, so they change it. They change it when you have King. She died. Yeah. And then the Royal National Lifeboats is just like a charity, I think, that gives lifeboats to lifeboat stations.
Okay.
Okay. Well, this is good because obviously I was like really afraid there that I was accidentally doing like publicity for the kind of army. So really, really good that it was in fact just a lifeboat charity. That makes me feel way better.
Yeah.
I suppose I couldn't really remember, but that's fine. Should we do British Thought of the Week?
Yes, please.
Let's do British Thought of the Week.
Tea's quite nice. What happened to Noel Edmonds? EastEnders. Bloody raining again. How do they make Scotch eggs? Did they finish Brexit or what?
Did they?
Today's
Sorry.
Go ahead, Pat.
We still
Go for
don't know.
that.
We haven't looked it
Okay.
up. Mhm.
Okay. Go ahead then.
I don't know if we'll ever do a Brexit episode. Probably not.
No.
Sounds like too much work. But that would be what would be required in order for us to Google it. We will do research for the things we absolutely have to, and nothing else. I have done research into today's British Thought of the Week, which is, who was the Mole Man of Hackney? Now, before I explain who the Mole Man of Hackney was, I'm wondering if we have any guesses, Pat? Any guesses to who the Mole Man of Hackney is?
The Mole Man of Hackney, based on my knowledge of the British psyche, is not like a street person who lived under a bridge or something or a tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
It is probably a man who simply had a big backyard and decided one day he was going to start digging a big hole, and it just sort of became his thing. And people would come look at his big hole, and he'd be like, "Yeah, I thought it'd be a bit of a laugh."
Really, really on the money with this one,
Yeah.
Pat.
Mhm.
Really, really kind of nailed it. So, not a guy who dug a really big hole, but I think the sort of like I thought it would just be fun element of it is really, really. I was wondering whether or not you would go for, is it some sort of like folk creature, an actual like a secret sort of like a cryptid like
Bigfoot
situation.
UK Bigfoot is a mole man.
Exactly.
I just feel like I feel like, and you can tell me if I'm wrong here. My brain didn't go there because Mole Man is a very like American vision of a cryptid, right? Like that feels exactly what we would think of. And I feel like you live in a place that has actual Stonehenge and like older stuff. So I think your like folk creatures would be weirder and older, right? Like, like a will-o'-the-wisp or like something more abstract and less like animal guy.
Yeah, that's true. I think basically all of our folk creatures are like enemies from The Witcher 3. They're the water hag. They are the can't even think of any more now. Oh, the little guys that come out of the ground and they explode on you or whatever. Those are our guys. We don't have those are our guys. We don't have Bigfoot. We don't have a big hairy man. Might be an ape. That kind of stuff.
Do you have anything like a Jersey Devil or a Chupacabra? Like, do you have any small menacing things?
Well, we could talk about the Beast of Bodmin more.
Yes. Now this is just a dog, right?
No, it's like our big lion.
Oh, right.
The Beast of Bodmin. This is on the Cornwall Guide. There is a really funny picture of the Beast of Bodmin that I'm gonna share with you now because it rocks so much.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what the Beast of Bodmin is. I definitely have heard of it, but let's
that is it. Yes. It's a cat.
It's just a cat.
It's just a regular sized cat.
It's just a cat. It's just a normal cat. I mean, it looks like, I don't know. The picture is really low res, which I think is, always going to be the situation when you're taking a photo of, a creature. Ooh,
it is
what could this
comically
creature
low
be?
res.
Yes.
For context, I think Libby has like a 4K display here, but this is a postage stamp photo in the middle of a page.
It is tiny.
Is completely indistinguishable from a black cat.
It looks like I have a friend with a black cat named Grandpa, and it looks like Grandpa. It's exactly the same size, dimensions of Grandpa. I'm gonna look at I'm gonna save this image so we can find out what resolution this image is. Let me just read what they have to say on cornwalls.co.uk. I'm not sure how they don't really justify this being the photo that they have of the Beast of Bodmin. There's no source. There's no yeah, haha, this is obviously just a cat or anything. It's just a completely unexplained photo of what is obviously just a cat.
Could literally just be someone that I've just uploaded a picture of my cat and it's really low resolution. I'm just going to put it on the Beast of Bodmin Moor Wikipedia page and then just hope no one says anything.
333 by 200 pixels.
Wow.
Wow.
Anyway, one day we'll do the Beast of Bodmin. Oh my god, there's an entry for it on Cryptid Wiki.
Save it. This is honestly, I'm like, we've got a British thought of the week. We should do this one, and then we should save the Beast of Bodmin.
I'm so sorry. Yeah,
save the Beast of Bodmin. I think the Beast of Bodmin is a whole episode. To be clear, I think that's not British thought. I think that's whole episode.
Okay. Wow.
Tell me about the Mole Man.
Want to talk about the Mole Man? I actually forgot to do the thing that I wanted to do from now on. When we say today the British thought of the week, so I'm just going to go back. We don't edit this obviously because this is all good. But this is what I'd like to do. Maybe I'll just test it now and you can see if it's good. Today's British thought of the week comes from Charlotte, aged 34 in Toronto, who says, "Who was the Mole Man of Hackney?" Do you
Really
like if we
like
did?
that.
Because we're going to open it up now so
Mhm.
people can send in their British thoughts of the week. And if you want to,
Oh.
it's whatsallthispost@gmail.com. If you have a British thought of the week, send it in. But this one's from me. I'm going to show you both an image of the Mole Man of Hackney now, who was a real guy. And this is a picture of him standing in front of his home. Do you want to describe this to the non-video folks?
I mean, what I would say is this is one of the most suckable gentlemen I've ever seen in my life.
Oh?
I was really hoping you guys would laugh at that, so it would be obvious. It's a joke.
Now, the reason I didn't laugh was because my line on it was going to be, "This is me in like 10 years." And you kind of put me in a position where I couldn't really say that anymore.
Okay, well, I mean, I would say, Pat, I think it's okay to say you are known for your forehead lines.
Yes.
When people do the sort of cartoon characters of you, that is like a key element. And I feel
Yes.
I think that's okay to say.
I have a worrisome brow.
And
So does this man.
As
He's
does
wearing-
William Little. William Little. So this is a guy. So he didn't just dig a big hole. This is a guy who lived at 121 Mortimer Road in Hackney, and between the 1960s and the early 2000s, he was the man who dug.
Charlotte, can I just break in here too? I've come up with the actual perfect description of what this man looks like for people who are just
sure,
listening, and people who are not, by the way, paying for the Watch All This Then tier, where you could actually be seeing the Hackney Mole Man. So, you know.
It's crazy. I have some good pictures of his tunnels as well coming up.
My description of this is Pub Gandalf.
Pub Gandalf is correct. Yes.
Yeah.
100%. Gandalf the Beige, based on his trench coat.
Gandalf the Beige.
Gandalf the Beige.
You're right.
You're right, love. I'm Gandalf in it.
So the Mole Man of Hackney was well known in his local area for a very long time. He created a very wide network of tunnels underneath his home, leading in all directions, multiple different levels of tunnels as well, like
Whoa.
floors of tunnels, some as long as like 18 meters, almost like 60 feet, and they went all the way down as far as the water level as well. Wow.
What the fuck?
Yeah, the man spent 40 years building tunnels underneath his home, pretty much.
Jesus.
To the point where some of them also like connected to the railway line as well. He would he was linking up his tunnels with other tunnels essentially. And this is something that he did for a very long time. He did it completely in secret as well. I think until it was only in around 2001. Again, he started building them in the 1960s. In 2001, finally, the pavement outside of his home collapsed, and an 8-foot hole opened
Oh,
next to
dude.
the road. And I have a quote from a woman who lived by who said, "You could see all of the tunnels sprawling out all over the place. It was crazy." It was crazy.
They should have called him the Hackney Mole Man.
He did make a hole. I think the thing is that they knew,
Man.
they kind of knew that he was. This is the thing, is like for
Yeah.
a long time that like people in the area like knew that this is
Oh.
something that he was like. There were stories about the fact that he was digging his tunnels.
Mm.
There are some good like quotes from one of his like lodges, because he did like, he was a guy who essentially like he loved a DIY project
Mm.
to the point where it sort of like, you know, turned into, now I'm going to make a bunch of tunnels. And so
Yeah.
he would like, he had this this home that he got from his parents, and he would like make little additions to it and have a bunch of like students come and live with him. Like it kind of would expand his home to sort of fit them all in there. And they would go down and be like, this guy seems to be like covered in like dust. And we're not sure if it's like, we're not sure if that is like dust on his hair or if that is just the color of his hair. We're not sure. Lots of very strange stories where they would be like, he's cooking some kind of weird meat stew and it smells awful. Definitely like insinuating that there was something more sinister going
Yeah.
on with this guy than I think there probably was. But yeah, it did. You know, there were lots of stories being told about him essentially, and it was only when the big hole opened up in the road that they were finally like, "Got ya, got ya.
Yeah.
We can finally do something about this now." Because
How
like,
satisfying for the neighbors to finally be vindicated that the guy
Yes.
that they thought was building a bunch of tunnels was in fact building a bunch of tunnels. You would be like, yes.
Can you imagine
Truly.
the next door posts?
I can't imagine the next door posts. I think if this was on next door, they simply wouldn't know what to do with it because there's no racial angle to it. So
This guy seems great. He also just seems like a perfect example of like how you could avert this sort of crisis just by giving somebody a Plex server. Like if he had that to worry about instead of his network of tunnels, he wouldn't be harming anybody. He wouldn't be putting anybody in danger.
yeah, teach this guy about file naming conventions, and you've averted a whole ecological crisis in Hackney.
right.
Yeah.
You
He's
want him
making
to
his
make
own
some.
SRT files. He's mailing NVIDIA shields to all of his friends.
Sorry, my cat just jumped on my desk.
Oh, hello.
we see that big fluffy
Again.
tail.
If
Oh
you're
my
on
God,
the
it's the
Watch All
Hackney
This
Mole
Then
Man.
tier, you'll be able to see his tail right now. Hey, buddy.
Was the Hackney
Gideon.
Mole Man brought to justice?
Well, I mean, there's
Yeah, they
there's
shot
so
him.
much. I mean, there's so much more to the story of the Hackney Mole
Oh,
Man.
God, okay.
But unfortunately, my cat is sitting on my keyboard right now.
And we've gone because of this.
Okay, sorry. Give me one. Oh, I don't know. I simply do not know what he wants right now. But that's fine.
Gideon just kicked us out of the call.
He did just kick you out of the call temporarily.
So good.
I'm sure it's all okay. I want to, before we get into sort of what happened to him, I
Yes.
do have just like a bunch of quotes because he was like interviewed a lot, especially once it was discovered that he was building this network of tunnels under his home in the local area.
Yes.
Lots of people just asking, why you doing this?
Mhm.
You know, that was the main thing.
Yeah, hey mate,
So-
what's with the tunnels, eh?
Yeah, exactly. What's with the tunnels? And he said, I thought I'd try for a bit of a wine cellar and found a taste for the thing. People are asking you what the big secret is. And you know what? There isn't one. I'm just a man who loves to dig.
Wow. So fully in it for the love of the game.
Mm.
Yes. No, 100%. He's just like, I'm digging because I'm digging, you know? That's
Yeah.
this guy's whole thing.
This is what self-actualization looks like in the British version, I think. It's just knowing
think it
that
is-
who you are is the guy who digs.
It's beautiful too, right? It's
Mhm.
like it's almost Buddhist, right? Like the idea of the mandala, like you create art and then you wipe it away. In this case, he's not wiping the art away, but nobody sees it because it is entirely underground.
Right.
It's simply for him.
Right.
It is.
Yeah.
This
it's
is
just for him. He's tried to keep it secret as best as he can for a very long time. And it's just, I feel like he probably had a hard time explaining it because he never really felt like the need to explain it to anyone else. It was, again, it was just for him. He said, tunneling is something that should be talked about without panicking.
That's so beautiful.
I guess again, because he's like, why is everybody freaking out about this? This is just my thing. And then he also said there is great beauty in inventing things that serve no purpose. This is one of the very interesting.
Yeah.
One of the very interesting things about William Little is he saw himself as an inventor. That he was, I guess, like inventing space where there was none. If I had to sort
tunnels.
of extrapolate, I'm inventing tunnels. Exactly.
Okay, this guy thinks he's inventing tunnels, and he digs a tunnel, and then he hits along one of the like tube tunnels, and he's like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, I didn't invent this at all."
Oh god, this is so much better than what I was doing.
Yeah. Oh Jesus
Christ.
Oh, they've used a calculator and shit. Jesus fuck.
He sees a train coming and starts screaming. Oh, what is that? What is that?
Why are you in my tunnel?
There's a big snake in my tunnel.
So it was discovered he was digging these holes when the pavement collapsed, but it was only in 2006 that large cracks started appearing in the middle of the road next to his home.
Oh, mate.
And this was a road that was a part of a bus route as well. So this was the bit where people were like, okay, something really bad could happen now because of what you are doing. And they did have to redirect the bus in order to just as a safety precaution.
The Hackney Council issuing an official study on, mate.
Where is Hackney, by the way?
Hackney is it's like East London, Northeast London, if I remember correctly.
Gotcha.
I went there a bunch during my time living in London. I had a crappy little artist studio there, which was quite nice. He less steady on, more get the fuck out. Is what happened with the Hackney Council, because they did evict him from his home and deliberately moved him into a hotel and then into a high-rise building where he was put specifically on the top floor as a means to prevent further digging.
Okay, sorry. Is the idea that if he was on the next floor down, he might try and dig down, but if he's on the top floor, he's like, all right, well, this
he's got
is
a lot of
crazy.
down.
Yeah. I can't possibly be digging a tunnel through the flat beneath me.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. I think
they're
it doesn't
just trying to
really
get him away
make
from
much
the soil.
sense. Maybe they were just like, well, we'll put you on the top floor because it's going to make for a better British Thought of the Week later. Who's to say?
Thank
but that is
you,
where they put
Hackney
him.
Council. We appreciate it.
I mean, looking at him, I think if I were in his shoes, I think I would turn my eyes to the sky and try to think if there's a way to invent sky tunneling.
Sky tunnel.
Well, you're going to like where the rest of the story goes, Pat. But before we get there, it's almost as if you're in the mind of the Mole Man of Hackney.
I think Pat's the Mole Man.
Which is you wouldn't know this yet, but is a bad mind to be in. Because we need to talk about Karen Russo, who's an artist who I believe I can't completely confirm this, but I believe he was evicted, and then he kept coming back to his home all the same. And I believe this was post eviction. He did come back with an artist who was like, I want to take pictures of your tunnels. Because this is the thing, is nobody had actually seen the tunnels. So I'm going to show you guys some pictures of the tunnels, which are not, let's say, quite as organized, possibly, as a tube tunnel might be. This photo, for example, does have 2 baths in it. One of them sort of like somehow suspended above the other one, upside down.
I was sure this photo was upside down, and then I noticed the sink. and realized that what it was an upside down bathtub, and then like a fridge or something is placed on top of that.
Yeah, some kind of fridge, but you only get to see the back of the fridge. It seems like maybe the front of the fridge is facing the wall.
Yeah,
it's the
difficult.
walls fridge.
Yeah, it's the walls fridge. But there is like a pipe going into another wall that he's made. It seems like it's not necessarily that he's just inventing space, but he's also sort of like he's making these sort of little sculptures almost inside of his tunnels as well, out of like, you know, as like trash basically. But he has also done some like a lot of like carving. I think he might have carved these steps himself. It's a complete fucking mess down there. I think it's important to say.
So yeah, this is a picture of is this a couch that is?
Yeah.
And it's just sort of in a semi-lit carved cave environment, and then there's just cables all over the place as well.
Isn't there a small creature that likes to take little objects and put them in places?
Isn't like a magpie thing?
Well, magpies do that, but then I feel like there's also like a ground creature that likes to. I mean, it's sort of beaver coded. Actually, it's sort of like he's making a beaver dam, but out of like human trash, wires and like gates and couches and stuff. It's kind of crazy. I wouldn't say that what he's doing here is art. It's more of a sort of like nest.
A nest is a really good word, I think, to describe it. It does feel like like an animal has found a bunch of like if a beaver just sort of like for some reason couldn't tell the difference between like a tree and a couch and might start using the bits of the couch to make the dam. That's sort of the vibe that this has.
Beaver got into Goodwill is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. I have here the council found a bunch of junk there when they did eventually clean it out, and they did fill these tunnels in as well with concrete, so they no longer exist.
Wow.
They found the wrecks of 4 cars, a boat, scrap metal, old baths, fridges, and dozens of TV sets. So a lot of fucking shit. I don't know how you get a whole boat down there, honestly.
Very carefully.
Let alone 4 cars. This I want to show you this picture sort of finally, which is like the best view that you get of like how deep the tunnel goes. And you can also down there at the bottom, you can see what I guess is the water level as well. He's dug down so far that he can dig no more because there's water there now.
It's giving Buffalo Bill and Silence of the Lambs.
Yes. Honestly, I think an okay description of this guy, because so Karen Russo, who took these pictures, says, the Mole Man proved extraordinarily difficult to work with. He was extremely racist, misogynistic, and paranoid, and was only interested in talking about my sex life. Which is such a heartbreak. This could have been such a nice story about like the man who just loves to invent for the purpose of inventing. But, you know, surprisingly enough, it seems as though the guy who dug a bunch of tunnels under his home might have had some issues.
Yeah. What a shame, because otherwise we could have maybe turned the tunnels into something nice, you know? We could have had them bought by a private equity company and turned into
a pret-a-manger.
Yeah, they could have put a Pret in there. But unfortunately...
The big old Pret.
A Pret in the tunnel.
The Mole Man is cancelled, and thus we cannot have our Prets in the tunnel. We just have to fill them in with concrete.
Yeah, the Mole Man has been cancelled, unfortunately.
That's really sad. I was really hoping for a better outcome for the Mole Man.
Yeah,
I know. The Mole Man movie is it's gonna have to complicate, you know, the character of the Mole Man. It's
gonna have to gloss over some things. Yeah.
What happened to the Mole Man? What happened to him afterwards?
The Mole Man
exploded.
The Mole Man died. What did you say, Pat? Sorry.
He exploded.
He exploded. Pat, how do you keep on getting all of this right? That's crazy. He just couldn't dig anymore. And that was the secret. He always had to keep on digging. If he didn't dig, he would blow up. And that's what happened. No, he died. He died owing £300,000 worth of debt to the Hackney Council, which is how much it cost for them to repair all of the damage that he did and fill in his tunnels with 2,000 tons of concrete as well. And it was discovered, because he did die in his top floor flat, when they went up there, he had in fact kept tunneling. He had made a big hole between his living room and kitchen, and he had started digging to the point where there were holes in the walls and you could see outside through those holes as well.
Wow.
So the instinct remained even if he couldn't go down anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He reminds me of the French guy, Monsieur Mange Tout, who was the guy who ate everything. That's what Mange Tout means, eat everything. And he would just eat stuff like bits of metal, like bicycle wheels and stuff, and kept doing it until he died from eating stuff you aren't supposed to eat.
Yes, that would do it, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
The Mole Man of Hackney's home still exists to this day, and is now owned and lived in by what for my money is quite a pretentious artist who sort of says that there's a video documentary about her, and her name is Sue Webster, and she was like, I sort of feel like I'm in dialogue, me the artist, my architect who renovated his home, and the Mole Man, we're all in dialogue together in this home. And I was like, nah, fuck off. I don't think your art's very good.
Nah.
But the home still does indeed exist, and that's the Mole Man of Hackney.
Let's try to buy it.
The man.
Let's get the podcast big enough that we can buy the Hackney Mole Man home and turn it into a Pret a Manger, I guess.
Pret a Manger.
Close the loop on the joke from the episode. Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I should say as well, he also did have a blue plaque on his home for a short period. One of those the Mole Man of Hackney lived here, but it wasn't one of the official ones. It was just some jokester just came in one day and just put up a blue plaque and was like, "This is where the Mole Man of Hackney lived," which I thought was nice. But yeah, that was the Mole Man of Hackney. Thank you for listening to my British Thought of the Week. I've been sitting on this one for quite a while for whatever reason. But very, very interesting guy for sure.
I love the blue plaque. I love the fake blue plaque. I think that's good.
Me too.
I do love little neighborhood in-jokes are very fun. There was a house near me that was for sale, and the real estate firm was called Beau, like the French word, casa, which is annoying in itself because it is French word for beautiful, Spanish word for house. And the font that they used really made it look like it said Bean Casa. And so every time we walked past it, we'd go, Bean Casa. And then one time we walked past it, and someone had made a sign that said Bean Casa, and they had written out bean in beans that they glued to the sign and just put it underneath. And I was like, That's good. So fucking good. I love that somebody else had been looking at it and thinking bean casa, bean casa, bean casa, to the point where they had to make a sign where bean was made out of beans. I thought that was really nice. So I'm a big fan of the little neighborhood, jokes like that.
Yes. No, agreed.
Did you have any neighborhood weirdos? I'm guessing not as extreme as the Mole Man, but Mole Man-ish.
Oh, in Hawley? Yeah, it was me.
Anywhere growing up,
Yeah, it was me. I'm the fucking Hawley Mole Man.
Yeah.
I think there was I think I've told the story of the Tesco ghost, or the ghost man that we used to see. Mum and I would see him riding his bike from on the roads between the villages at 10 p.m. on a summer night, and the way the headlights would hit him, and he was cycling on his bike. He was always wearing this dark suit, and he had kind of unkempt long black hair, and a mustache, and he always had a Tesco bag on his bike, and so we called him the Ghost. And then it turned out he was just a guy who liked to go to a specific pub in Hornton. So he would ride his bike there every day.
Does make sense, yeah.
So he's my Hackney Mole Man.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, no stories like that from me. I did have a really bad neighbor who would stand in our like shared backyard and just stare at me through the window. But that's
yeah.
It was not nice. It was weird. I didn't like it. Not quite as I don't know. Maybe he was a ghost. Ooh.
When I was in college, there was a guy who lived in my dorm, and I feel like these stories aren't as impactful when it's a guy in your dorm because everyone in there is insane. But I was walking back from a class once, and it was just pouring rain outside, and he was just standing in this athletic field out behind my house with his shirt off, just looking into the sky. Just not moving, just looking into the sky. And then he got kicked out of the dorm for fucking a pumpkin.
Wow.
I knew we would get a Pat story. On the only way that could be more of a Pat story is if fucking the pumpkin had somehow killed him.
Right, yeah, and you were the one who discovered his dead body somehow. You discovered his cold blue penis stuck in the pumpkin. And we all have to go, yeah, that's great, Pat. Oh, God.
Cold blue penis. Jesus Christ. Put that on a
Blue
t-shirt.
Penis. That's one of the kid shows you have over there, right?
Shut the fuck up.
Well, I have no idea how to transition from that into chips, but oh God,
Crisps,
I said chips.
You stupid bitch. It's crisps.
No, fuck! I knew this was gonna happen.
Wow,
I knew I was gonna
goal.
talk about the fact that God, I'm gonna say chips instead of crisps this whole time, and then it's the fucking thing I say. Okay, well, this is a good example to start us off of one of the things that I guess has changed about me since I left the UK is I don't say crisps anymore.
Me
And
neither.
like for the purposes of this episode and today's main topic, I gotta really focus in now, especially after Libby called me stupid, which I'm so embarrassed about.
I'm sorry.
I've got to say, I know it was right. It was right. I've got to remember to say crisps. The main topic today is crisps, is it not?
Yes, and for me personally, when I think of the word crisps, I'm not thinking about American chips. I'm thinking about crisps that you get in Britain, which is helpful for this topic, I think, for making this a suitable topic for the show, because crisps to me is Walker's, it's smoky bacon, it's roast chicken, it's cheese and onion, it's crisps what you eat in England. And if you said chips to me, I'm thinking Lay's, I'm thinking Ruffles, I'm thinking Doritos, which some of which I'm sure are available in the UK. We got Doritos in the UK, don't we, Charlotte?
We do have Doritos in the UK. So through my research, I did discover I'd not realized this, but I used to love the blue Doritos, which Americans will know as Cool Ranch, but ranch is not really a thing in the UK. So I always knew them as Cool Original.
Farm. Oh.
Okay, I'm looking at
Cool
a bag.
Farm.
I'm looking at a bag of Cool Original, and the fact that the color of the blue is slightly wrong. It's not as dark blue as the American Cool Ranch.
It's upsetting,
is making me
right?
think they taste worse and different.
They might do. I mean, I would love to do a taste test comparison. I don't know if that is one of the ones that is getting imported to the UK. Because I know with Lay's and Walker's, they are both, they're both, I mean, I remember going to America for the first time and seeing the Lay's logo and being like, why is that exactly the same as the Walker's logo? Like it is exactly the same. And it was very much like an Axe Lynx thing, whereas like okay, so this is the same brand and they're using the same branding, but I guess it's just called something else.
Yep.
But Walker's in the UK, which is like it's owned by Frito-Lay, like it's the same company, but they do still make those crisps. They make Walker's crisps in the UK, and they will have like a little It's quite funny that all of the little bags of Walkers will have like a made with British potatoes in the top right, just to let you know that yes, don't worry, it might be owned by PepsiCo, but it's still the British taters you love so much.
Yes, that was a strange thing for me as well. The Lay's thing, because it's Walkers, and I think it's probably Walkers for me forever personally. And you know, the flavors being totally different in the US as well. It's a bit strange to see the Walkers logo, but it's on something called like, you know, barbecue bitch or whatever instead of.
They love that in
like
America.
They love
there
barbecue
was
bitch.
some sort of like severing of lineage of national identity when we threw those crates of tea into the harbor. I think we also threw a bit of our history out as well, because all of we have crisps here and there. They are the same exact form factor, but the flavors of them are completely different. And ours, I think we've come out with some bangers, but I think your chips are weird and fun and cool in a way that ours are not.
That's interesting. I mean, look, the chip flavors, crisp flavors.
Check it and see.
chip flavors. Check it and see. No, it's just, I'm gonna eat something nice and salty. How about that?
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah,
that's
great.
You brought it home, Libby. That's all I can ask.
Worldwide, there are lots of fascinating crisp flavors. You know, you get. The Thai supermarket here has some really interesting Thai ones. I tend not to like them because they tend to have like like shrimp flavors is what I was going to say.
Oh, sorry. A lot of the Japanese chips have a lot of sweetener on them, like artificial sweeteners as well. Yeah, like a Japanese like steak flavored crisp will usually also have a bunch of sweetener on it.
That's so weird.
Yeah, so I assumed that Thai was the same, but yeah.
No, it's because I'm a baby. I don't really like fish, so they have a lot of shrimpy, fishy. And the Japanese ones are the same, I think. I would love to get to a point in my life where I can enjoy fishy, shrimpy flavors, but I'm not there yet. So yes, I think obviously like it makes sense that, you know, the crisps, even produced by all produced by PepsiCo, have their own distinct flavors in different places. Would you like to know a little bit about the history of crisps?
Please.
I would love to know about the history of crisps, and I'm so happy you've done research into the history of crisps, Libby, because I tried to, and I was too sick to get my head around it. So,
well, don't get too excited, Charlotte, because I didn't make very good notes, and this is going to be me half remembering a bunch of stuff I read on Wikipedia and a couple of other websites.
I didn't hear anything you said because I'm so deliriously sick, and I just can't wait to hear all about the history of crisps. And this is really going to be the thing that's going to bring me, you know, some peace and solace during this time of great pain in my life. Go for Libby.
Go for Libby. History of crisps. So I was, you know, this actually came up independently a few months ago. Lewis and I were on a walk and we were talking about when did they invent putting flavors on crisps? Because you can imagine that, you know, we've had potatoes for a long time. Probably at some point someone started frying them thinner and thinner and thinner. There is an apocryphal story about a place in Saratoga in New York. And I have to look it up right now so that I don't get this wrong. Let's type in the name Crumb. His name was George Crumb, I think. George Crumb? It's not George Crumb.
It would have been a really good name for the guy who made crisps in the made up story about really making up crisps, but oh well.
Potato chips. Okay. It's George Crumb. I've just been let down. I've been let down by the Firefox autosuggest. It's not with a B at the end, though. It's CRUM. So there's an apocryphal story about George Crumb is the chef at a restaurant, and the customer keeps sending back his French fried potatoes saying, make it thinner, make it thinner, make it thinner, until he made him like super, super paper thin, and the guy was like, this is great. This is what I wanted. It's not true. Made up. But this particular place was selling these like thin French fried potatoes. It wasn't until the start of the 20th century that they started selling them in bags, because they used to just sell them loose from big like barrels.
Ooh.
Like at convenience stores and stuff, you just go and you dip into the barrel, and the problem was that a lot of them were all crunched up, and then it was just a sort of dust. And so early 20th century, a lady called Laura Scudder. Laura Scudder. And so far, this is all American. So how outrageous. She came up with the idea of making wax paper packages for them and having the workers iron them to sort of seal them and make them into bags. And her company was also the first to come up with the idea of putting a freshness date on the crisps, because obviously a big thing about crisps is that they go bad. They go soft, soggy, disgusting, mushy, flavorless, rancid oil, all that kind of stuff. And so they had a freshness date on them. But for a long time, it was just salt that you could get on chips. And actually, Charlotte, I don't know if you ever had the Smith's ready to what is it called? Shaken salt. Shake?
You're talking, of course, about Salt and Shake.
Yes, I am. Yes,
You're talking
Charlotte.
about Salt and Shake.
I'm talking about Salt and Shake, which is now Walker's, I guess. But Smith's is the company that invented doing this. They would sell unsalted potato crisps in a bag, and that would come with
yummy, yay, yay, yay.
This is a hard thing for me to talk about because it's one of my biggest pet peeves is Americans saying British people don't like flavors and stuff. And
yes,
I know that's true.
It's not true, but go on.
A bit.
It's true and it's not. It depends on the food, you know.
Sure.
Some stuff does seem underseasoned. Some food the British people love is incredibly flavorful. It's
certainly
complicated. Yeah.
Yes, certainly my palate has changed from living in America. I now expect way more salt and sugar in my food, and you know why? It's because that stuff make it taste real good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it would be unseasoned chips that would come with a little blue packet of salt. And I remember finding this very entertaining as a kid. For the first time, getting one of these is like a novelty, and you have to pour the salt in, and then you close the bag and shake it like this, and that distributes the salt. And I don't know why they thought that was better.
Well, the thing about it, if I'm remembering correctly, the thing about it is that Smith's did the Salt and Shake, right?
Yeah.
And the reason that we have Walker's crisps, the sort of like plain flavor, is called ready salted.
Yes,
is because they're salted already. Therefore, you do not need to take the little bag of salt and do the shaking. Don't worry, guys. They're ready salted. We've done it for you. But then, long after that was sort of like wiped off the face of the earth, then it was like the retro throwback, which is what we got at school, Libby. Where it's like, oh, now you can get like the historical version of the crisps, and we'll give you the little salt bag. And I fucking loved it. I would insist on getting the little salt bag, even though it was bad. Like, it did suck. It, like, exactly what you would expect happened, which is that you'd end up with a bunch of salt at the bottom. Some of the crisps would be extremely salty, and some of them would have no flavor at all.
Yes, the biggest chip in the bag gets extremely salty, and the rest are unsalted. I did read some reviews on Tesco for the Salt and Shake, and it was mostly people who said that, you know, their diet means that they can't have a lot of salt or whatever. But there were a couple people who were just like, I like it because I can control the amount of salt.
Okay, I mean, makes sense,
but
I guess.
The thing is that ready salted is the right amount of salt to have.
Yeah. I know, like, at least Lay's do have, like, the lower sodium versions as well. I have to imagine that those exist. But I guess if you want really fine control, then that could be one method, for sure.
Here's my opinion about salt. I think unless a doctor has specifically told you to watch your salt intake, don't worry about it. This is medical advice with Libby Watson. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Bigger fish to fry. Fine. Oh, shit. I just pulled my headphones out. Sorry.
That's okay. Hello. Welcome back.
I'm the world's dumbest bitch.
No.
Anyway, so they invented that.
No, Libby, no. Sorry. Don't say that about yourself. Anyway, go on.
We've each had one. Each of us has been a dumb bitch. Would you like to know about flavors of crisps?
Yes,
I would love to know. Yes, please.
So the company that invented putting something other than just salt on crisps in 1954 was Joe Spud Murphy's company, Tato, which is an Irish
Yes.
chips company.
Tato.
Tato. But people will love to tell you that the Tatos that you buy now, there's a Northern Irish version, which is inferior to the Republic of Ireland version. And I haven't had either, so it's impossible for me to comment. But even if I did, it wouldn't be political in any way. I would just be about the crisps.
Sure. Yeah, I also have not tried Tato, and looking into crisps for this episode, I now am really sad I haven't had any of them
I know.
because they do look really, really good.
Potato look great, yeah.
They're pretty
I hear
good, yeah. I got
The
some
Northern
of the
Irish ones are okay, but if you eat them, they turn your fingers orange. Is that something?
Patrick Gill's opinion.
Patrick Gill's opinion. I think it would be a really funny bit for us to sort of like weirdly maintain on the podcast that like never make it clear what we really think about Ireland, and like whether we support Northern Ireland joining up with the Republic of Ireland. Wouldn't that be funny?
So funny.
I'm
Anyway,
just
potato
playing.
chips.
Just playing.
Crisps.
Tato invented this, but what's interesting is that at the same time in the US, they were inventing flavored barbecue chips. So it was a sort of convergence thing. So it doesn't really matter who was first, even.
Gotcha.
That's really good to know that the first American flavor was barbecue on crisps.
Yes.
That makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
And the first one with Tato was it cheese and onion, did you say?
It was cheese and onion.
And
Which
this is where
cheese
I
and
feel
onion.
like
Mhm.
you, being Great Britain, pulled ahead in the chip race and maintained that lead on us. I think cheese and onion is a goated flavor, and it's so weird and so like it's kind of pungent and odd, and it's like it is not a flavor that we think of. But this is like when I was a kid, and my grandma would come to visit, and she'd bring over like a big, she'd pack extra room in her bag to bring a bunch of snacks. Her chip flavors would be so exciting to me because like we had barbecue, and growing up in like the 90s, right? Like the KC Masterpiece flavor barbecue was fine. And then like we had like salt and vinegar. Yours were better in the salt and vinegar front. But then it was like cheese and onion. It was beef, just simply beef flavor.
Yes,
Yeah.
beef. Yes.
Beef.
Like a bunch of chicken flavors, if I remember. And like this was even before like the chip scientists started going crazy and like doing like this sort of like, fusion hipster, the hipster chipster hips.
Dude, I can't stand hipsters. They're so annoying.
Dude, just
Cut off that man bun. Come on, guys.
a nice bucket hat and skinny jeans, dude. Whatever. But like I remember being really excited by the chip flavors that my grandma would bring over.
Yes, I definitely. It's interesting to me because America is certainly a country that like to eat meat, but your like sort of standard chip flavors, I would say, are still not meat focused.
Yes.
Whereas in the UK, a lot of the big ones, smoky bacon, roast chicken.
Roast
And
chicken.
yes, beef, and sometimes beef and onion, I think, were
Yes.
some
Yeah.
of the big Walker's ones. And I loved the roast chicken one as a kid because it tasted basically like eating a chicken stock cube, which was also something I would do as a kid. I would just go into the cupboard and eat a chicken stock cube. And I also remembered recently that something I would do is just pour salt on my hand and eat it like a horse.
Whoa. Okay, so what did the chicken stock cube just taste like then? Like you said that similar to just
Basically a roast chicken chip.
just
but
like
probably
a
like
chicken
intensified.
chip? Right,
Probably
okay.
like salt, sort of like MSG, sort of celery salt flavors, onion flavors. Because that's the thing is, I wonder how much of. No, this couldn't. I was about to say, I wonder how much of it is like not wanting to scare off meat not eaters, but we wouldn't have cared when we're developing our chip flavors. But still, the thing that's interesting about all the UK chips is many of them are meat flavored, and then I flip over the back and it says in very cute script, suitable for vegetarians.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
So they're
Because-
meat inspired, but they're not like meat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, absolutely. that I found very funny for some reason as a kid. I thought that was really funny that there was like, this is chicken, but it's suitable for vegetarians. What's that about then?
Let's
So
turn that
you-
into a culture war thing and be like, oh, we got to put meat back in the chips.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, like the Percy Pigs thing for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just remember eating a lot of the. I want to say it was the McCoy's one.
Mhm.
I ate a lot of McCoy's, which is like the rigid chips, the sort of big ones. Then
Yes.
Walkers have a version of that as well, which is the Walkers Max.
The
I think
Walkers.
I want to say the McCoy's one was that steak and onion. Am I remembering that correctly?
I'm gonna look it up right now. See
Or was
what it
that just
is.
flame grilled steak? I'm not entirely sure.
Flame grilled steak. That's right. Yeah, I remember sort of discovering McCoy's and being like, "Oh, this is like a sort of cheat code to have like
Mhm.
better crisps. They're bigger, they're thicker, they have way more flavoring on them. You know, they're just like chips plus crisps.
Yeah,
plus.
and I would get them because I was like I just felt like I was getting way more food. You know, that was the one I would always go for. It's just like, oh, they're so big and thick, and
Yeah.
so it's so like intensely flavorful as well.
I don't have
Really,
any
really
experience
good.
with McCoy's. I'm a Walker's boy through and through.
Yeah, McCoy's is good. They're like Ruffles, but they're again, I think they're
Mhm.
thicker even than Ruffle. I mean, they are thick fucking chips. They are big boys.
Yeah. I want to
Um,
say they have less give to them, like harder to snap, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah.
I don't think we've just said, Pat, what is your favorite UK crisp flavor? What is the one for you?
It's gotta be. So if we can use this as a transition point, perhaps
Mhm.
I have to say my favorite UK chips are the ones that are not potato chips, because I feel like, and if this is leaving the bounds of the episode, let me know. But for me, the chips were always like, oh, look at these fun flavors on this thing that I recognize. The thing that I loved was hula hoops, quavers, the little puffy things, whatever those were called. Skips, like
Mhm.
your bagged chip-like treats. And I think just on pure nostalgia, probably beef hula hoops.
Yeah, dude.
Cool. Yeah, none of those count as crisps. We're going to have to cut all of that out. It's way outside of the scope of what we're doing, Pat. I can't believe you brought us this
I'm
topic
sorry.
and then brought up hula hoops. Are you insane? No, of
Are
course
hula
that's
hoops not
fine.
crisps? Okay, okay.
No, hula
No,
hoops
no,
are
no, no.
crisps.
What, like, absolutely, it's potatoes that come in a little bag. It's the same thing, as
Yeah,
far as I'm concerned.
yeah.
And I fucking loved hula hoops. And
Dude.
actually wanted, so hula hoops, is there a US equivalent?
Nothing
They're
like
like-
that.
No?
But the closest thing I think is bugles, just because those are the type of chip that people put on the end of their fingers, which is what you do with hula hoops. You put them on you pretend you give it to your sweetie and you say, "We're married now."
Yes.
With the hula hoops, because
They're like
are-
very thick rings, essentially.
And sometimes you
Yes.
get like a little fucked up one that is actually more like the thickness of a wedding ring. It's like more like this.
That's right. I remember those ones. Yeah.
And that's
Mhm.
that's
Do you always
very
take off your
special.
ring for the podcast?
I do think it was interesting how you actually held up the ring. I was like, okay, brag, Libby's married. Okay, yeah, we get it.
It's a nice ring. I like
When
It is a
my-
nice ring.
when Nan would come to visit and she would bring like one of those like big mixed bags of hula hoops, I would go absolutely apeshit. It was all that I would want to eat. And then I would eat too many and then I would get constipated because it's just like, it's the sort of potato that's just like reconstituted
Yes.
potato starch.
Mhm.
It's not
Yes.
even like, a chipped potato. So I think it just
Mhm.
turns into like cement in your stomach pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's dense.
It's dense.
Could
I
still
feel like
be
the
in there,
closest thing we
honestly,
have
you
to that
know?
is Pringles.
It's Pringle like for sure. It's not like an onion ring or whatever where you're just cutting the onion into rings. They are reconstituting the stuff. Britain I think also does have a lot of these. Like you're right, that a lot of the chips, non-crisp crisps are really
Mhm.
good. Quavers for sure.
Now,
French
sorry,
fries.
refresh me on what a quaver is. I think I have a idea in my head of what they are, but
I'm looking it up right now because they're just a sort of, it's a quaver because it's like a little sort of wavy thing.
They're
and
more
chilies.
airy,
Yeah.
right?
yeah,
It's not like they are, it's not like they're a what's it or like, the sort of like puffy Cheeto or whatever, but they do have sort of like a puff to them. right? But they're also sort of like
There it is.
little carpets almost.
God. Yes,
Um,
I'm looking at pictures of quavers and just getting the distinct sense memory of one of the way they sort of stick and sort of melt on your tongue.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. God, I
they're
want
good.
I want a packet of quavers so bad. They are also
The melting
potato
on the
starch.
tongue thing. The melting on the tongue thing is that's a skips thing for sure.
Yes,
Oh my
right.
god,
yes.
skips.
The
Fuck
idea
me,
with the
dude.
skip was that they would like you would put them on your tongue, close your mouth, and they would almost like you would feel them sizzle.
Yeah, they
on
crackle.
there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Um,
prawn cocktail flavor. Oh God, the sense memory just looking at it, like I want that so bad.
The skips kind of look like a little bum hole, a little bit.
They do. Okay, these days it do look a
Mhm.
bit like a bum hole.
It's a bit like it's a bum hole that sizzles on your tongue. But the prawn cocktail flavor is interesting because again, that's something that Americans don't have. It's really not. It's not really prawny at all. It's more. It's closest actually, I think, to a ketchup flavor.
Yes.
Because that's basically what prawn
Mhm.
cocktail is. It's like prawns in ketchup, basically. And so it's like a sort of tangy, tomatoey, spicy. Spice in the sense of spices, not in the sense of hot. Flavor. I was never a big fan of the prawn cocktail crisps, like from Walker's, but the skips, that form factor of the little
Mhm.
thick disc. Oof. I also remember when I was like, I don't know, I must have been 4 or something. Skips very briefly had a donut flavor.
What?
And I
I do not remember that. What the hell?
I remembered. So I remember remembering this and being like, that has to be a made up memory. That has to be something that I invented. And then I looked it up, and it's fucking real. Take a look at this. Take a look at this.
I'm very excited to see them.
Look at that fucking bag, dude.
I remember these,
Donut skips.
and it's got
Reboot.
the reboot branding on it. Yes, I remember I think I was visiting the UK at one point during the reboot skips cross promotion because I remember getting really excited by these bags.
What is Reboot?
Reboot is a Canadian animated television show. It was like one of the first CG animated TV shows.
Okay.
Well,
That's funny that like I don't think anybody over there. I remember visiting and being really excited about all the reboot stuff, and nobody over there seemed to know what it was. So I wonder how that collab came to be.
Truly.
Using Reboot to market crisps in a country where nobody cares about Reboot.
Mm-hmm.
I had absolutely no, because I didn't remember that they were anything to do with this thing at all. They were just donut flavor skips, and I don't think they really. I think they were just kind of sweet. I don't think they were really
Yeah.
like donut flavored. But that was
That's
a
a
nice finding out it wasn't a Mandela effect thing, that I hadn't imagined it, and it actually was real. So
Yes.
well done me for having a memory. That was good of me.
Well done on remembering something correctly, Libby. That's
yes.
huge.
And of course, we haven't talked about the elephant in the room, which is Twiglets.
Twiglets. Right, which I do feel like it's obviously it's not made of potato, right? The twiglet.
No,
wheat-based snack.
it's wheat. It's wheat. That's true. So
It's
should
wheat.
we not talk about Twiglets?
Now,
I mean, let's go crazy right now and
It's
go
on-
a little off topic
Mhm.
and talk about Twiglets
Let's
just
talk
for
about
a hot
Twiglets.
second.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be
I
crazy
gotta
to go
say-
off topic on a podcast?
I think these count as crisps looking at them, but I'm going to say these are not one of my guys. I don't know what these are. They look like shit.
They do look like shit. Let me just present on the screen so that the audience who's watching on the Watch All This Then tier on Patreon can see what a Twiglet looks like.
I will say for people who can't see them, they are really well named because they do look like twigs. Like they do look like they have fallen off a tree and someone's put them in a bag.
Yes.
Truly.
So they're little knobbly sticks of wheat, and they have Marmite on them.
Yes.
Which is
Oh, hang on.
Yeah.
Now this sounds like it might be nice.
Now he's interested. I'm going to buy some Twiglets and we'll talk about them. Maybe next time we do a What's All This Then stream, we'll
Okay.
eat some Twiglets and talk about them. I remember loving them.
I fucking loved Twiglets, man.
Twiglets rock.
I love them so much. But I will say I like Marmite, but I loved Twiglets.
Yep.
I don't know what it is
Wow.
specifically about them, but they made me very, very happy.
Well, Charlotte, I have some bad news for you, which is that they have changed the recipe, or rather the baking method. So they're now oven baked and not fried. And I can tell you, based on the reviews from Tesco, people are not happy about this. People say that they threw them in the bin. Disgusting, like eating burned bread with a bitter aftertaste. I don't understand how this is on the market. I mean, again, I'm not actually sure they've had a Twiglet before. They might just be the same. Unfit for human consumption. Turn back the clock, please. Absolute disaster new recipe, supposedly on health grounds. Can't believe they haven't caved into customer pressure. Yeah, so I guess they changed the recipe and now they are like worse. Maybe not as snappy as they used to be.
Oh man, that is really, really sad.
Sorry. This is from August 2023. Awful. They have killed our Twiglets.
This does seem to be one area where the British are just as good at us, is getting really mad about something being made healthier.
Yeah.
They
definitely have done a lot of that in recent years in the UK. Like, for example, you can't get proper full sugar sodas anymore. If you buy a soda there, it's like way less sugar, and they've all got artificial sweetener in them.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Do you think it's because they're getting healthier? I feel like in the UK, it's more just that the thing that I am familiar with has changed. It doesn't really matter if it's gotten healthier or less. It's just like if it's changed and it seems a little bit worse, then it's bad. Then we hate it.
Yeah. There's definitely a sort of parallel things going on. Like the Percy pigs, for example, they're not healthier now that they're vegan, but people got mad that they were vegan because it was a change.
Right. Yeah.
And it was woke. Oh my God. Just as I was saying woke, I read a review from December 2022. Woke new nasty taste Twiglets.
The Twiglets have gone woke.
The Twiglets have gone woke. Holy shit.
Oh my God.
50 years of loving Twiglets. Not anymore. Cardboard tastes better because of woke. That's crazy. Woke got the Twiglets.
It's interesting that they've described them as sort of cardboardy and burnt, because I would say that those were already features of Twiglets. I did, but I really liked that about them anyway. It doesn't feel like they're criticizing anything where I'm like, oh yeah, that's not the Twiglet I remember. You know, it's just it was a. I mean, Marmite is a bit of an acquired taste anyway. I feel like the Twiglet is sort of like goes part and parcel with that.
There's definitely a burned taste to the Twiglet. I am seeing quite a lot of news coverage about Twiglets reformulating their recipe to become HFSS compliant. I don't know what HFSS is, but I'm assuming it's some kind of law to make food healthy in the UK. Products high in fats, sugar, or salt. The stuff that I like the most.
Yeah. It's good stuff. That's what you want to enjoy as a treat.
And yeah, there's tons of coverage here. Birmingham Live, Twiglets ruined by recipe change. Daily Express, Twiglets fans say snack doesn't taste the same. And of course, Twiglets, a very important part of last week's topic, Mr. Bean, in the Christmas episode. He has the Twiglets for he just puts the Twiglets out for his guests. That's all he has.
That's all he has. It's all you need.
It is all you need.
A nation distraught over a change in their kibble.
Truly.
They're going to go throw up on the rug in protest. Sorry, can I just read this one short quote from metro.co.uk here?
Yeah.
Some foods are simply reserved for Christmas. Mince pies in the middle of summer or springtime stolons just don't work. It makes these treats extra special, turning the first quality street tin of the festive period into a special moment that means the big day is coming around the corner. But fans of one popular Christmas snack were disappointed to learn that their favorite has had a makeover and the change has gone down like a lead balloon.
Oh, damn.
The change of the Twiglets recipe has ruined Christmas.
But that's not... I mean, I know you just made the Mr. Bean connection, but Twiglets is for all the time to enjoy.
I truly wouldn't associate them with Christmas if it weren't for Mr. Bean.
Yeah, exactly. I barely even remembered the Twiglets Mr. Bean bit, if I'm being completely honest.
Is there a generation of people in the UK who grew up and to them, Mr. Bean is a historical document?
There's a documentary, yeah. Reddit.com/r/casualuk Here's a post where someone with a Mr. Blobby in front of a Union Jack avatar. For me, Christmas isn't Christmas without a tub of Twiglets. Controversial opinion, I know, but I just can't get enough of them. I'm eating some right now.
That's okay. Well, I mean, I guess I get it in terms of like you want to have your little snacky snacks on Christmas, you know.
Yeah.
I mostly associate, I agree with the sort of quality street or like the celebrations. Getting one of those tubs feels like a thing you would just do on Christmas Day. But I guess for some people that maybe they also just got the Twiglets and therefore it's sort of part and parcel. But I mean, I ate those things like I would eat any crisp. You know, I got the little bag, and maybe I'm having that instead of some Walkers with my chicken bacon wrap or whatever. That's what I'm doing.
You know what I just realized is I would really like to see Claire Saffitz does a series on her YouTube channel where she makes like nice gourmet versions of snack foods like Oreos or whatever. I would love to see Claire make a Twiglet.
That would be really, really good.
Claire, please make Twiglets and please send me an email. I think we'd be friends.
Oh.
She's got nice
Have we talked
cats.
about Monster Munch yet? Can we talk about Monster Munch?
Oh my god, you're right. Monster Munch. Maybe the goated UK chip.
I believe as an adult that is my favorite. I think for nostalgia purposes it is the beef hula hoop, and as an adult it is. I discovered Monster Munch late in life.
Yeah, me too. Well, no, they were around as a kid, and I was like slightly sort of, I don't want to say afraid, but sort of apprehensive about the pickled onion flavor because it is very strong. Yes. And if you eat those too fast, you will burn your mouth on the amount of acid in them.
The Monster Munch is
also a sharp chip.
They are a sharp
chip for sure. You know, rough. They're quite big as well. They're like little monster hands shaped, right?
Yeah, they're shaped like little paws, sort of.
Little paws, yeah. And like, yeah, I remember them being like intensely flavorful to the point where I was like, this is unfortunately too much for me.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it was the sort of just like the overall sensory experience with the like texture of the chip that made me not want to have it as much. But you know, for me, like I definitely went through my smoky bacon phase when it came to my Walker's crisps. But I always defaulted to cheese and onion. So that was what I was having in the playground. I mean, that's what I wanted to have. Usually I would just get ready salted because that was the healthy option, I guess.
Speak on that, Charlotte.
I think that's just what my mum thought. It's like, well, it hasn't got all of the flavors in it. It's just salt. And we don't know what's in the flavors, so you'll get the ready salted one because that's the safest. I'm not saying I necessarily, as I'm saying, I don't think it necessarily makes a whole lot of actual sense. No, but it is what, that was my life. That's the life. I was not in charge at this point.
No.
I was not making my own school meals.
And to be clear, I 100% have my own like internal versions of this where like if I want to eat a snack, it feels healthier to me to eat chips than it does like chocolate because chocolate is the thing that I want all the time. And chips are not good for you, and chocolate is not good for you. Neither of these is healthy, but chips is savory, and so it feels like it's not as bad for me as just eating a Snickers bar or whatever, which is what I want.
On the Monster Munch topic, before we move on from that, I would like to ask, has anybody tried meanies?
Beanies?
Meanies. That was like a competitor to Monster Munch? Oh.
It is the Irish take on the same concept that fixes everything wrong with Monster Munch. It is smaller, so you can fit a meanie comfortably on your tongue. It doesn't cut up the roof of your mouth. It's slightly, maybe slightly milder. Yes, I think it is, because I think they make extreme meanies that are like even more like sort of sour and pickly oniony. But meanies go off unbelievably hard. Like
also, look at the character design on this meanie.
Absolutely repulsive.
Really kind of crazy guy to put on the front of your bag of crisps for sure.
This is like this is a Dark Souls mini boss type guy, you know? This is a very, very scary guy.
Yes, this is the festering sinner.
The festering sinner.
Yeah, he's like bright red. He's got like a huge, like gnarly mouth with spiky teeth. He's like a little, kind of like a little devilly creature.
Yeah,
he looks
round,
like he's
blobby body, skinny legs pressed tight against it.
Frog-like, yeah.
Yes.
He looks like he's weak to holy for sure.
Yeah, no, he deals blood damage for sure. He's got a blood build up situation. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, I do not like him. I'm very afraid of him. He's definitely scary. The Monster Munch guy looks, sort of tame in comparison, I would say.
Yeah, he's sort of friendly, like, oh, come have me chips. And the meanie guy's like, oh, I'll fucking knife you.
He's got like a big, like, fluffy, like, pink nose, if I remember correctly, the Monster Munch guy.
I think they've actually made the Monster Munch monster less scary.
Have they made him skinny
really?
too?
He's got fecal fat removal.
He's got lovely, luscious lips now as well.
Yeah, I mean, this is it. Honestly, it barely even registers as a monster. The Monster Munch monster is not.
Oh,
actually,
he's cute.
Yeah, he's cutie patootie. Let me just share this. We want to make sure that everybody gets to see what the Monster Munch looks like, and prove that I'm actually very brave for not even being afraid of this guy at all.
Yeah, this is like a really friendly looking selection of monsters for sure. They all have the really big nose.
Yeah.
They're all smiling. They've all got a really big grin, like toothy grin as well. Lots of sort of like sparse, like individual teeth, not spiky for sure.
Yeah.
Yes, these
they're just
are
like-
Jim Henson Muppets, and the Meanies guy is like Jim Henson Dark Crystal Creature.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
We also didn't explain that the thing with the Monster Munch is that they are like shaped like a little monster paw, I guess.
Yes,
what that
yes,
is?
A monster paw. Yeah, I think that's what we were saying. But they're quite big. I did want to hit on, while we're on the sort of topic of like the weird ones, kind of wanted to talk about alien raiders, which I think is pretty similar to the Monster Munch. You guys, I remember alien raiders being like, again, sort of similar to how I felt about the Monster Munch. I was like, this is too, again, also sort of backing up the bad stereotype about British people, too flavorful for me, for sure. And also, I remember alien raiders being like wildly cheaper than other crisps as well. I might be misremembering.
I mean, they
that.
look like yes, they look like something you would buy at the boardwalk. I am
They
looking
look
at a
horrible.
bag of yep, another incredible memory unlocked. You just unlocked a new Pat story.
Wow.
Let's hear it.
Let's hear it. I can't wait to find out who dies.
I was at a picnic with some family in Wales, and I was eating one of these 10p bags of Alien Raiders. The blue bag with the alien with like the space blaster and the snake on it. And one of my grandma's very elderly friends was there, and she went to take a sip of her soda, and a wasp flew into her mouth and stung her inside the mouth.
How does he do it, folks? How does he do it?
Wow.
What an actual nightmare. I used to think about that happening all the time, because I don't know if this is accurate, but it feels to me like there are about 10 times more wasps in the UK than there are in the US. Wasps were a serious summer problem for me growing up. I got stung by them a lot. I have two very clear memories of being stung by a wasp. And it hurts so fucking much. It really, really hurts.
Is it bees that leave the stinger in the forehead?
Yes.
Yeah, because I do remember
die.
walking home from school one day, so I did get stung by a bee right in the center of my forehead, and then when I got home, I walked like a considerable way after getting stung, and when I got home, I still had the stinger just sort of like stuck in there, and I saw it in the mirror, and I was like, oh my god, not nice to be stung. It's for sure.
Picnic ruiners, for real. What a harrowing tale. Before we finish on crisps, we were talking about Monster Munch, which is
Oh, don't do that. They'll get all soggy.
Before
we finish on crisps.
Before we finish on crisps.
So what you're talking about is a soggy biscuit situation, where we're all jacking off our cocks onto, instead of a biscuit, a crisp.
It's a crisp. It's
That's
a soggy crisp.
That's what you're talking. That's what you're saying here. That's what you're imagining. That's the kind of thing you're bringing to this show. Is it? That might
He's
work
not
on
going
your
to be on
other.
mic
Flavors
going
over
forward,
there.
everybody, don't worry.
Yeah, that might fly on
sorry.
your other podcast, but not over here.
I'm sorry.
Just kidding. It was really funny.
It's really good.
I want to play you guys this because we were talking about Smiths, which I would say, other than Walker's, is the quintessential British crisp company.
Yes.
Obviously, there's Golden Wonder too, but Smiths being the people who invented the genius little blue packet of salt.
Mm-hmm.
I want to play you this song. This is a Smiths commercial from the 1960s, and they actually invented their own dance to go along with this, which they paid Phil Collins to go around the country doing to promote Smith's Crisps. And I'll read the quote from Phil Collins before we watch this video. Smith's Crisps had a thing called Do the Crunch, and the four of us would go around the country promoting doing the crunch. We'd demonstrate and then teach people at all these Locarnos and Mecca ballrooms all over England, Scotland, and Wales. We got £15 a week, and it went a long way then. And then he did Genesis and got lots of money from doing that. But first, he was doing this.
Smith's Crisps go with so many things.
Do you
My
crunch?
God.
You don't? Well, you should, you know. Get your crunch disc. Fast, because the crunch is happening.
And crunch when it comes to the crunch. Crrrrunch, it's Smith.
Just send 3 empty bags and 1 and sixpence to Smith's Crisps for your crunch disc.
When it comes to the crunch. Crrrrunch, it's Smith's. It is.
So good.
So this is what advertising was in the 1960s, is they
Wow.
invented a dance. It's basically the 60s version of a TikTok dance.
Mhm.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
But in order to do it, you had to send 3 empty packets of crisps plus 1 and sixpence, which I actually don't know what that is. I don't know
what that is either. No.
I used to know old money, but I don't remember what that. I don't know if that's £1, which sounds like a lot. 1 and
That's a lot,
sixpence.
right?
1 and
Is that-
sixpence.
Is that 16 cents?
No, it's 1 shilling and sixpence, and a shilling was 5p. Was it?
Oh, this is
No,
crazy.
there were 12p in a shilling, and 20
That
shillings
is
in a
so
pound.
confusing.
Yeah.
So they were asking for 18 cents.
Yes,
Okay.
Okay.
Good
okay.
good math, Pat. I could not
18
have done
cents
that.
in old money today.
Okay. Got
Wait,
it.
no, 18 pennies. 18 pence.
18 pennies.
It's-
Oh, fucking hell. This is too hard.
No, okay,
This is
says,
way too hard.
Send 6 stone.
Wait, here we are. Year of currency. Okay, you can go back to 1270 on the National Archives website. That is so fucking sick. So we want 1 shillings and 6 pence, which is notated as a D for some reason. So in 2017, that was about £1.57.
Okay.
Wow.
So, I mean,
Okay.
reasonable for
So
sure.
£1.50 and 3 packets of crisps, and then you would get your disc of the Crunch song, and the whole Crunch song is available on YouTube. I don't know if we want to
I would
listen
love
to
to
it,
hear
'cause
some of it.
we can listen to a bit more because it is it is fucking crazy to me that
This
this
is- I
was
mean-
culture, you know.
Yeah, barely related, but this is reminding me of when I got obsessed with 7-Up, and it was either 7-Up or Sprite. I actually can't remember, but they did a thing where they had the colorful pull tabs, and then you would have to collect them and then send them in, and then they would send you a tiny radio. And I got so excited when my tiny radio came because I drunk so much 7-Up or
That is
Sprite.
so
I don't remember
cool.
which one.
Okay, this is unlocking an extremely important Walker's memory that I can't believe I hadn't thought of until now. Charlotte, do you remember when they did the thing where they put literal money in the crisps?
No.
There was a period in, I don't know, 1999 or something, where they were putting a little blue packet in some of the Walkers, and the blue packet had either a $5 or a £20 note in it. And it was basically like, you know, Willy Wonka shit, where it's or like a gacha game, I guess, but it's crisps. Where you
it's
could
just crisp gambling, yeah.
It's crisp gambling. You buy a packet of crisps, it might have £5, it might have £20 in it, and it was a huge deal. And I remember one time my mum caught me opening all the packets of crisps that we had in the multi-pack just to see if any of them had money in them. And she was like, you know, why are you doing that? You shouldn't do that. And I thought that I remember this being an early example of me being like, I can own people with logic. And I said, well, is it really any worse than when adults call it you? Because I think she was sort of like, you're too grown up to be doing something like this. And I was like, is it worse than when adults call in to try and get on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and they're spending money calling into the phone line on that? And she was like, yeah, okay, Libby. Well done, you got me.
Boom, roasted mic drop from little Libby. I had forgotten about the money in the crisps, and it's again insane and very. I feel like that is the most exciting. Here in Canada, we have Tim Hortons, and sometimes you can do the roll up the rim to win, which is the closest that you can get. Where when you're done with your drink, you roll up the top, and then it will be like, you got a free donut, and that's always nice. But this is like getting a $5 in my bag of crisps is surely the most sort of like exciting. Like one of those things can be where there's just something hidden in your lunchbox, maybe.
Okay, apparently it was 2001, which means I was 10 or 11, which is maybe Mum was right, a little bit too old to be so so excited about that. But it really was. Oh my god, I want to see if anyone has a photo of it. Walker's money bags, because in my memory it was a little blue packet, just like the salt packet. But I don't know if anyone has uploaded a photo from
yeah, I have a little thing I can show. It seems to me that it was like a little translucent bag instead of like a little blue one.
This looks like it's too modern. Is that an old £5 note? Who knows? It was amazing. It was so fucking sick to open up the little packet and find 20. I think I did once get £20. Maybe that's a fake memory.
Yeah, that's crazy to get the actual.
I think there's
20.
like
I don't think I ever got any money from them.
Because that's a lot
There's
of money.
a movie here, I think, about like the guys who tried to knock over the crisps into bag operation, right? Because you've got an incredible amount of cash sitting somewhere in a Walker's factory, where I'm guessing people are extremely fairly compensated. Just imagine the temptation of working on the Walker's crisp line, just watching all of these crisp 5s and 20s go into these bags of chips. Somebody had to have put together a plan at some point to make it really big.
The Walker's money bag heist is really, there's something there.
Well,
sure.
the Wikipedia says that they fired 2 workers for stealing cash prizes from the cash production line. Oh my god, this fucking headline from the BBC. 2 sacked in crisp cash thefts.
What a country.
I know.
Oh, good.
Amazing. Let's listen to the Smiths song just quickly
Okay.
before we rank crisps.
Let's do it.
This is someone just actually putting the record on their record player with an insanely low quality video. Come on.
Come on, kids, let's do the crunch.
Yes.
The crunch!
The crunch!
The crunch!
The crunch.
The crunch! The crunch! The crunch! The crunch! Smith's crisp!
Go with so many things. Go with all sorts of flavorings. Smith's crisp. Go with so many things. So crunch and crunch and crunch and crunch and crunch. When it comes to the crunch.
Not the most inventive lyrics.
No, but I fucking love it. I would 100% send in my £1 tuppence or whatever it was in my 3 bags of empty crisps to get this.
It's low key a bop.
Yeah, no, I agree.
When it comes to the crunch. Romancing's crunchy with Smiths. Romancing is crunchy with Smiths.
They needed to make sure that crunchy was in every other line in order to, I don't know, meet some kind of criteria that a marketing person wanted to meet.
Yeah,
that's really good. I
really
had
like
no idea about that song, Libby. That is such a good pull.
It's making me look. Obviously, when your mum dies, you wish you could talk to her every day. But today's edition of that is, I wish I could ask my mum about the Smiths Crisp song Mum, did you know about the Smiths? Did you send in money for the Smiths Crisps song? Did you get the crunch? I guess I could ask my aunt, but
I will be asking my mother this
Yes.
on our weekly family call. Actually, I think I'm supposed to phone my mum. Oh, you know what? I'll just phone my mum anyway because I'm a good daughter. We'll just do it.
Charlotte, I don't think you're doing this on purpose. It kind of feels like you're rubbing it in right now.
oh, I could call her right now and ask
You know,
her.
I just
Anytime
remembered
I can-
my mother's alive. I could phone her. Yeah, I know. It is horrible. It is horrible. But here we are.
No, Charlotte, I'm so happy for you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so happy
think-
for you. You get to talk to your mum.
I think my understanding is that Libby loves my mum. So
I do.
Even though you don't really know her, so I feel like it's okay for me to have my mum. So
She
she's
seems
been leaving
great.
comments on our Instagram for the What's All This Then, being like, I can't
That's
wait to
really
listen to this
sweet.
episode. So
that's so
she's
nice.
involved. My mum.
That's
That's
so
so
nice. I think that's wonderful.
Oh, I
and
love
I'm
my
sure
mum.
she would have. I kind of like the idea of our mums meeting, like, you know, like when your pet, like when you make a friend at school and your parents, you know, the two parents hang out.
Yeah. I
'Cause
think they
we-
would get
yeah.
on.
Yeah, I
With
think they
everything
would
you
too.
told me about your mum, I think they would have gotten on.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah, exactly. We'll never know, though.
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
Shh.
One of the
Shall
mysteries
we?
of life.
Shall we rank crisps? Which
Please.
does seem like an insane thing to do, just to rank the concept of crisps. But this is what we are doing. This is the podcast.
It's British
So we-
crisps, you know?
It's British crisps specifically. So where are we going to put them? Is it going to be S, Waitrose tier, A, Marks and Spencer, B, Sainsbury's, C, Tesco, D, Morrison's, E, Asda, or F, Iceland? I'm just gonna put crisps at S tier right now. I'm just doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's just because the process of researching for this episode has made me miss some of my favorite flavors, and sort of like not in a way I was super conscious of. Like I hadn't really thought about the fact that I hadn't gotten to have cheese and onion crisps in a really like long time, just because the flavors back home are distinct and you know and special. So I'm just gonna pop it right at the top. I mean, it's crisps. It's a
crisps.
lovely snack. Lots of them are really good. It's gonna be somewhat inconsistent, but that's fine because the ones that are great. So why
Yeah.
not put it at the top?
I agree. I think-
Crrrrunch.
Crisps are S tier, which is Waitrose tier, right?
Waitrose tier, yes.
Crisps are Waitrose tier. I think they are like looking at the UK from the outside. You can sort of look at it as like a place that is full of guilt and self-punishment and like shame for enjoying things. But at the same time, you also have things like in the pubs episode, you talked about like the idea of this light in the darkness, this like comforting thing. And that's what crisps are, is they are a light in the darkness. They are a little treat, and the people deserve treats. And I feel like the UK is really, 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 really good at little treats.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think the meal deal is also S tier for me, and but the meal deal is not complete without your crisps.
Without some crisps. Yeah, you could have a different snack, but I
you
mean,
could.
here's the thing is, we didn't even talk about this, but putting crisps in a sandwich was key. And also sometimes as a kid, I would just eat crisp sandwiches, like butter and crisps on bread.
Yeah, me too.
I got so much shit when friends would come over and I would suggest that as a viable snack because my mom would make that for us. And
Yeah.
she'd make us like crisp buddies.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah,
So
shit.
good.
Maybe I'll get one for lunch. Yeah, I'm gonna go to fucking Jersey Bikes and say, "Can I have a crisp butty, please?" I'm gonna go ahead and put British crisps in Marks and Spencer's tier, because when I think about it, when I am trying to, like, when I go to a British store in LA or whatever, I do sometimes buy crisps, but I'm mostly going for chocolate. I wouldn't say I miss British crisps enough to really say that they are all that much. I think there are some flavors that are better, but I have to be honest, I really like American chips. When I didn't have Cool Ranch Doritos Doritos as a kid. When I first had a Cool Ranch Dorito in the US, which to be clear was about 2 years ago, because for some reason I was just always like, I don't know, Doritos are stupid. I'm not interested in Dorito. I don't really like
can see
cheese
it.
flavored either. I don't really like cheese flavored things, so I kind of just dismiss the Doritos for other people. And then I had a Cool Ranch Dorito, and I was like, holy shit, Now that's a chick, you know? Now, I'm not saying that the Cool Ranch Dorito is better than the roast chicken, the beef and onion, the prawn cocktail, or any of that. I just think when I'm being honest with myself about the ranking, I think it has to be just one notch below. But I will be trying to buy some British crisps.
I think that's completely fair. I think what is actually making them more special to me is the fact that it's like, I'm not going to ask my mum to put a bag of crisps in the packet that she's sending me for Christmas. It makes sense for me to say, can I have some Percy Pigs? Can I have some dairy milk? Because that's going to travel better.
Yeah.
You know? But it kind of, you know, it's the absence makes the heart grow fonder thing. I just like, I can't get at them, you know, from where I am. And so maybe that's adding more fondness. But I think that's well argued for A, Libby, for sure.
Thank you. I'm really good at logic, as demonstrated by my epic own of my mother in 2001.
Absolutely. Would you like to play my little game?
Well, Charlotte, before we play your little game, can we please play my little game?
Okay.
It's
Two games.
Two games?
It's littler than your game. This is a special treat for Pat, because obviously Pat, as we mentioned, is the new producer of our show. And Pat is also the producer of Stores, which is another podcast hosted by our friends Luke and DBJ. This is a game called Who Do You Care? I'm going to give you 3 scenarios, and you are going to choose who you would help in these scenarios. Okay?
All right.
Okay, scenario 1. Luke has emptied his bank account in a new gacha game called Wallet Experience, an MMO in which a 7-foot-tall woman with a crossbow traverses the world in search of bald men to use as weights for her overhead press. Unfortunately, his purchase of the $3,000 ultra shiny magnificent box contained only 2 health potions and the Hawk Tuah skin. He is inconsolable and can't record until you make him feel better about his poor spending choices. Meanwhile, Charlotte and Libby have both been hit by the same bus and need you to bring Yorkshire tea to the hospital. Who do you care?
I care Charlotte and Libby, and this is because I know Luke is resilient like a toddler, right?
Like when a toddler falls over and they don't even cry.
Right.
Yes.
If you don't
Like
acknowledge the pain, then he's not going to feel it. Right.
Yes, the
that
next
makes
time
sense.
I see Luke, I'm gonna say, "Oh, big whoopsie, haha," and like you'll be okay. Like I'll laugh about it, and he'll laugh with me. And then he'll start a new gotcha game because he will find more money.
He'll find more money. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Good to hear. Scenario 2. Libby and Charlotte are guesting on Hollywood Handbook again, but this time Libby is on her period, she didn't eat anything, and she accidentally took 3 Wellbutrin, and she also went to the doctor that morning where they read how her weight from the scale before she could tell them not to. Charlotte has texted you to tell you that Libby has climbed on the table and started slamming it and screaming, "Is this funny? Am I funny yet? What if I shit my fucking pants? Would that make you fucking laugh?" At the same time, DBJ texts you that they're going to Buffalo Wild Wings and need a friend to eat lunch with them. They also ended the text with the phrase, "No worries if not," indicating deep psychological trauma. Who do you care?
Who do you care?
Oh boy, this one's tough. I think in this case, sort of similar to my previous answer, I go to DBJ because I think you doing that is what you do, right? And I trust you to come out and I've known you for long enough to know that you're going to come out the other side of it okay and good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think the okay if not at the end of DBJ's message means that they need to be talked out of something.
It's a cry for help, really.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, great. Scenario 3. DBJ has started their latest Twitch subathon titled I Am a Hot Dog, for which they have created a human-sized 7-Eleven hot dog roller device in their backyard. For $50, they will cover themselves in canola oil and lie in the roller for 1 hour, turning and crisping in the California sun. They need you to go over and play the role of stupid, crazy 7-Eleven clerk, occasionally poking them with a stick and pouring out fresh, cold cans of Arizona iced tea before DBJ can have any. Meanwhile, Charlotte and Libby are tied to a railroad track in Pasadena. Who do you care?
I go to Pasadena and I help the two of you because I think this being a DBJ stream, in that role, he's going to want me to do an accent that I'm not willing to do.
Also, let's be honest, the 7-Eleven clerk, that's going to be Luke. There's no doubt about it. That's,
I'm
that
not
is
even getting
Luke's
that
role.
call, to be honest.
No, that's right. Yeah,
yeah.
Luke is already doing it. And he's mad. He's mad as hell. All right, great. Good to know. Thanks so much, Pat.
That was a wonderful game.
That was a really good game.
A lot of plausible scenarios there.
Now I'm wondering it's gonna. Honestly, that was so well written, Libby. I'm wondering it's gonna show up my game,
It's not
which
gonna
I'm
show.
realizing now doesn't even have a name.
Crisp
British,
game.
British
Crisp,
people try to
crisp,
guess
crisp
Americans try British snacks challenge. That's what I'm calling it.
Yep.
Okay.
So what I have for you is I've collected some clips that I pulled out of videos in which Americans are trying British snacks, and this
Oh,
is
this
all
is
crisps.
good. Okay. Yes, this is good.
Okay. And all you have to do, you'll listen to the clip, and you just have to tell me what the crisp is.
Okay.
You got it.
Yeah.
So let's start with this one from the YouTube channel Tyler Rumpel.
First, I like to start with a little smell test. Ooh-wee. That'll wake you up. Oh my, that is weird. Let's take a bite. Okay.
It's a regular chip, I think.
Yeah.
That's strange. Oh, but getting a little better. It's like, you know what the closest thing to this is in America, maybe you have this in Britain too, ramen noodles, instant ramen noodles. That's what this reminds me of, and I don't know if that's a good thing.
All right, that's the clip. What do you think he was eating?
I believe, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Please, you're
I
our
believe
guest.
those are roast chicken flavor Walker's crisps.
Okay.
I was going to say the exact same thing. I thought it was going to be prawn cocktail when he was talking about the smell and everything and saying, we don't have anything like this. But then when he said it reminds him of instant ramen, I think it can only be either roast. You know what? Since Pat said roast chicken, I'll say beef and onion.
Pat is correct on this one. That was trying roast chicken Walker's crisps. That's 1 point. 1 point to Pat. This one is from Teens React.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow, that pickle really hits you at the end.
That is... Wow. Your breath is gonna stank after that.
I would say don't knock it before you try it. Like, ignore the name. Just, cover it and eat it.
Very strong puffed snacks. Love me a good bag of these crisps.
It feels as if you were getting slapped in the face by Ed Sheeran.
I think it was a worse version of Funyuns.
Besides, a hot Cheeto, this might be my favorite chip I've ever had in my entire life.
You know what they say.
Wow.
These are out of this world.
Teens React do the really awkward thing where they sort of try and get them to give the one-line review, and some of them try really hard and do a little joke and say things that they will go on to regret as adults. What do you think? What do you think that one is?
Charlotte, we didn't even fucking talk about Walker's Sensations. Remember when Walker's Sensations hit the market and it was the posh crisps?
Mm-hmm.
It was posh flavors.
Walker's Sensations, the crisp for mums. 100%.
Oh, that's fun. What was the marketing like? Because from the name, it sounds like when we had that shampoo here that we kind of implied made you come.
It's very much and similar to Charlotte saying it's for mums, it's very much like Dove or Galaxy, where it's this is the an orgasmic taste experience where really it's elevated sort of, this is the middle class crisps. It's not roast chicken, it's roast chicken and thyme, and it's not salt and vinegar, it's salt and balsamic vinegar. That kind of shit.
They
were pretty good. They were pretty good. That to me,
Himalayan salt. Sorry, go on.
Yes, Himalayan salt.
Yeah.
It would be Himalayan salt these days. I would
Libby,
say
what do you think?
That is Monster Munch.
Libby's going for Monster Munch. Pat, what are you going for?
I believe Libby's correct, but so I can say something different. The Sheeran line makes me think, oh, he's the Irishman, so maybe these are meanies.
Sure, yeah, I think the Ed Sheeran line is literally just a teenager just trying to say something when prompted for a video, and kind of being totally random is my guess. There was a clue, which is the final line, these are out of this world. They were, in fact, alien raiders.
Fuck, I should have said that.
Charlotte, before I do need to say they're called Space Raiders, and I just want to say that before someone writes in and saying they got the
Space.
Yeah, they're called Space Raiders.
Space Raiders? Why am I not seeing? Why did Alien Raiders keep on coming up then?
I'm pretty sure they're Space Raiders. I'm
looking at a bag of Space Raiders, and I also want to say that when they said the Out of This World line, I looked at the picture of Space Raiders I had on my desktop and said, I need to answer Space Raiders for this, but I'm neurodivergent and
They are Space Raiders.
Well, we should.
I'm sorry. I don't know how I managed to get that wrong. Oh well.
It's the
Anyway,
Mandela
doesn't
effect.
matter. It's been corrected now. But it was in fact, it was Space Raiders. So no points on that one. Let's try Sam and Monica. I did find there are a lot of like YouTube channels of just couples who do this sort of thing, who just try stuff. Let's try this one from Sam and Monica.
Oh my god, they look and smell like cheese doodles, which I love. We're opposite, as you can tell.
Smells horrible.
No, that smells like Cheez-Its.
It just
okay.
smells of pure chemical. Cheers. You have to get the crunch on the microphone for the ASMR. You ready?
These taste
Wait.
exactly like cheese doodles.
That's really good.
That was really good. So I'm gonna put them 7.5 out of 10.
Horrible sound effect at the end. It sounded like a head hitting the floor.
Yeah, and they're really, really bad and loud, and you might have to bring that one down in the levels, Pat. There are a lot of these I had to pass over because it was like so many sound effects just the whole time and barely any description of the actual chips.
Sure.
But what do you think that one is?
I believe those are Watsits, Charlotte.
I'm going to go Quavers cheese flavor.
Those are Watsits. That's 1 point to Libby. So we're at 1-1 right now. Let's do this one from a channel simply called Jolly.
Oh, pretzels.
That's pretzels.
Pretzels. Give it a taste. Give it a taste.
What the hell?
Oh my god, that's horrible. Whoa. That is terrible.
That's a 0 out of 10.
I don't even know what to call it. It's like, how can you eat this with a straight face? No, it's just like goldfish if they were really, really, really burnt. Like, you lit it on fire and left it there. And you ate the ashes. I think that's what
Wow, it tastes like ashes.
But it tastes burnt.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That was bad.
That's
Pat. What do you think?
That's got to be the Twiglets, and I think these young people would be singing a different tune if they were tasting the pre-woke variant.
That's right, Pat. I could not agree more. I think we need to bring this to Parliament and have them issue a ruling on make Twiglets great again. Putting that on me,
Parliamentary character. I'll be running as Mr. Twiglet, Mr. Old Twiglet.
Yes,
and I'll be giving speeches.
Mr. Classic Twiglet. Libby,
Twiglets.
It is indeed Twiglets. That one is Twiglets. You got it right. The American teens hated the Twiglets. There's no doubt about it. We got one here from
Picturing them
BuzzFeed.
gathered around a bag of Twiglets, just fucking kicking it on the floor.
This one's from BuzzFeed.
Oh my god, that's very fragrant.
It's just, oh, it's so crunchy.
Oh my god, they like left the fat on there.
Wait a minute. It says, although every care has been taken to remove bones, some may remain. There's bones?
Y'all probably think it's so gross, but it's so good.
What do you guys think?
Fucking bloodborne snack. Okay, so if it could possibly have bones in it, my only guess is that it's like pork cracklings.
Okay. Pat?
I did not know you were on this kind of stuff over there.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about this. Our potatoes have bones.
This is I genuinely no idea.
Well, if you have no answer, then I'm simply going to give a point to Libby. It was a pork scratchings.
Scratchings, that's right.
Mr. Porky Pork Crackles, specifically, is what that one was.
Those are something you get in the US, but I think they are much more common, and I associate them with a pub. I think that's like a classic, like, we didn't talk about this, but like a lot of pubs will have like a little sort of display of crisps that you can. They don't serve food; you can get crisps with your pint.
So this is my only point of reference, I believe, when Shaun of the Dead came out on DVD or whatever, and I was watching it with my mom, and they go to the Winchester and they have the sort of like string of crisps up on the wall. There's one of them I didn't recognize, and my mom had to explain that. That's like pork rinds. It's the same thing as pork rinds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Never had them myself. Always too weird for me personally.
Honestly, pork rinds really, really good. So if crackles or anything like that, you should try them out sometime.
Yeah.
Let's do another one. This one is from Joey and Lauren.
Funny looking shape. We had to get it. We've never seen it, never heard of the name. So we're excited to try it. This is crazy. In America, this is like the extra small size. Here, this seems like it's just a normal size.
Kind of a weird shape for a chip. I don't know.
It tastes kind of flavorless. Kind of a hard consistency. Not a lot of flavor there either. I taste a little salt. That was about it.
Yeah. But it has a weird potatoey taste. Like the flavor doesn't overtake it.
Just really liked that she said that the potato chip had a weird potatoey taste. Anyway,
genuinely the joke we make about every day I'm eating, saying the potatoes have a nice potato flavor.
Exactly.
What I really liked about that was the care that they took to crinkle the bag as loudly as they could in every single second of the video. Just really, really dedication to the format there.
This is like really sort of snack YouTube 101 shit. Is if you are dealing with a loud bag, you need to consider that'll go into the microphone.
Yeah,
these two really fucked it, and I don't think they have much of a future doing this. How many views did that video have?
It was one of the less viewed ones for sure.
Well,
that was me. Good. That was me doing a little bit more digging. Can't quite remember exactly how many, but yeah.
That I don't know. I simply can't imagine a flavorless crisp. I guess. I guess maybe I'm just gonna go Ready Salted Walkers.
I think
this is such a fun game, Charlotte.
This is such a fun
game.
Like
it?
Yeah.
I think they were eating based on the firmness of the crunch that I heard.
Oh shit! Yeah.
I think this is a plain, just normal salted flavor hula hoop.
Pat, you have nailed it.
Pat!
Really, really good.
Oh.
I think Libby, you might have forgotten about this specific mention of the weird shape.
Yeah.
They did talk about that, and then the sort of like stiffness of it. It is a hula hoop. Personally, my favorite hula hoop is the plain one, so I was really, really quite sad about that review. We're neck and neck right now, so let's just do one more and hope it evens out. This is the Izzy's.
Oh,
smells like bacon.
That smells just like bacon. Oh,
French
that's a
music.
bacon chip.
It is
They
French
put
music.
bacon,
Yeah.
they freeze dried it, and they threw it in that bag.
That's what we're talking about here. This is really good. Can I eat this?
That's so good.
Bro, all of this stuff is such high carbs.
It's so good though. But they're treats. That's why they're
chips.
treats.
2 thumbs up for that one.
That's what you get. What do you guys
This
think?
stuff is so high carb. Idiot.
The French music.
I know what this is. I'd stake my whole points on this. I'm pretty sure I know what this is.
Let's have a guess from Pat first, then.
I don't want to steal this out from under you, but is it McCoy's smoky bacon?
This is not my guess. My guess is
Okay.
that this is Frazzles.
Libby has gotten it. I was making a note as we were going through. I was like, I need to make sure that one of these on this list we do not mention once. And that was Frazzles, which kind of look a little bit like, I think freeze-dried sort of bacon. They're like little kind of like rectangles.
I used to fuck these up like crazy. I'm going to show the picture of them right now.
It was Frazzles.
I used to eat so many of these. You can eat them very fast. They are very light. They are corn, not potato. So sort of like a lighter Frito.
Yes.
I said
and
Frito
then,
really weird there. Frito.
And then, they've got the sort of like pink strips to sort of signify the baconness of them as well. Yeah.
This is making me so hungry.
Very interesting. Oh, I found okay, sorry. Scottish Sun headline coming your way here.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and copy this and drop it in the chat.
Oh, I should say as well, Libby won. Livy won the game. By 1 point.
Congratulations, Livy.
Well done to Livy on winning the game. There was a game we were being played. I remember
Thank
to take a tally of the points. Well done to Livy.
I win. That's a pretty long frazzle.
So the headline here at the Scottish Sun is Frazzle Dazzle. Scotch shopper stunned at finding world's biggest frazzle in bag of crisps. And it's a man holding a frazzle. I assumed a man. This is from Amanda, Akira Direwolf. Holding, I would say what is probably a 5 to 6 inch long frazzle.
It's long. That's about 4 frazzles worth of frazzle, I would say.
A giant frazzle is going viral.
This frazzle is longer than a normal frazzle.
Sean Stewart, 22, was stunned when he opened the bag and pulled out a crisp at least 3 times the length of a normal frazzle.
He pulled out a crisp longer than a normal frazzle by 3 times.
The photo has clocked up more than 5,000 likes online.
5,000 likes? Well, it's just
And
gone viral, has it not?
A boy from North Lancashire, Scotland.
Lanarkshire. They'll get mad if you get that
Lanarkshire,
wrong.
Sorry. Oh, yeah, Lanarkshire.
Different
my
place.
bad.
I also really like how he's written this in the Scots Twitter. I love the way that Scottish people on Twitter write, like the classic, my dad died for this tweet. He says, check the size of this frazzle, man. I'm frazzled looking at it. So fucking good. And if you're not looking at the video, you don't have it. You can't see how just unbelievably unimpressive this frazzle is. It is longer than a frazzle, sure. It's clearly like they're supposed to cut this frazzle into 3 frazzles and they didn't. But
it's like they didn't cut it for 2 seconds and then went, oh, okay, yeah, sorry, we stopped cutting. Now it's fine. It's really nothing that crazy, but
the giant snack has caused disbelief among social media users. Some people are questioning just how the crisp even managed to fit in the bag.
Oh my God.
Of course, you'd have to wonder.
Would
it not break? It's sort of a miracle it didn't break.
From Rodri Wynne Jones said, I can't understand how this is possible. Oh, God.
One of nature's mysteries.
A
Well,
supersized crunchy nut cornflake hit the headlines last year when a student revealed a picture of a breakfast flake measuring 6 inches long. Hit the headlines? You write the headlines. You're the Sun. We wrote about this other boring thing too. Anyway, sorry. That was a really good game. Thank you, Charlotte.
you got it.
That was a wonderful game.
It took a surprisingly large amount of effort to do, but I'm happy I did it. It was fun. Well, that's the end of the episode, everybody. Thank you very much for listening to this jumbo pack, share-sized, I would say, even episode of What's All This Then. Pat, what would you like to promote?
Yeah, I guess Twitch streams on Mondays and Wednesday mornings at 9 a.m. Pacific, and the podcast stores and the podcast What's All This Then are my primary jobs right now, and I would love them to be my jobs. So let's subscribe to that video tier so you can see me fidgeting with my hat.
It's good stuff. You can do nice, every Pat. Could you do it every time you fidget with your hat? Could you do a nice big zoom in on it?
Yes,
as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's introduce
great.
the hat fidget tier for $12 a month, where it's just the hat fidgets.
It's just the producer cam.
You get a lot out of just cutting in right into my ear every time I adjust my AirPods, which I do all the fucking time, and I really do.
I've been doing the hair flip as well. I've been flipping my hair a lot. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, this is a really good way to drive yourself insane, is looking at yourself on the computer for a long time. I'm really pleased and happy and excited that Pat is part of the What's All This Then family now. And Pat is the reason that I know Charlotte. So really, we always thought when we started talking about doing the podcast, wouldn't it be lovely to have Pat involved? And then luckily he lost his job. So
Yay! And I'm
We made it
genuinely
work.
so excited to be helping out and working here now. Yay!
It's not to go to the end of DBJ stream about it, but it is incredibly cool to have you as a member of our team, Pat. It's just so nice. You're so good at what you do. And I think the podcast is going to be so good for it. And it's so nice that we can do video now as well with your help. So thank you for joining What's All This then. Do listen to the wonderful podcast stores as well, everybody. And check out Pat's Twitch streams. Me and Livy are on there a fair bit. We've been playing a lot of Night Rain with Pat lately, so you might even see us over there at pizza_suplex. Of course, we are What's All This Pod on Blue Sky and Instagram as well, if you want to drop us a follow. And do consider subscribing to the Patreon if you haven't already. It's patreon.com/What's All This Then. For ad-free episodes, bonus episodes, and now video episodes as well. And send us a letter. Why don't you send us a letter to whatsallthispost@gmail.com. Again, if you have an idea for a British Thought of the Week, we'd love to hear it. There was one person in the comments on the Patreon post who gave us like 30 back to back, which was crazy. So that's going to be so helpful. Thank you very much for doing that.
Yep.
And that is the end of this episode. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
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 What's all this then? What's all this then? What's Mr. B? What's a cup of tea? What's mushy pea? What's the big C? What's all this then?